Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for joining us for session 10 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG network. To find all the sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/Starscape. And to find all the shows on the Happy Jacks network, you can visit happyjacks.org. I am Kimi, she, her. I am the GM and system designer / writer / everythinger, because since I'm a self-publisher, and of this game. So very exciting. It's kickstarting right now. If you go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter, you can support it. And if you're in the future, I mean, it funded, so we're good. It'll be there eventually. So you can go pre-order or buy it, depending how far in the future you are. If you're really far in the future, tell us what happens.
Get in the chat right now and tell us what
Right now.
Yeah,
All right.
If you're really far in the future, travel back to now.
Now. Yes. And we'll go over here.
Hello everybody, I'm Sam. I use she, they pronouns, and I am here to play Nolvath, who uses they, them pronouns. I'm playing the unfamiliar playbook, which is as weird as it sounds, which is perfect for me. And I'll be your friendly neighborhood camouflage alien in the walls of the spaceship.
Hi everybody, I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I'm back playing Road Theolus, who uses he, him pronouns. He used the civilian playbook, and he just got a fresh haircut and a really weird lease on life.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, the haircut.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Jay, he, him, and I play Jonas Hurley, hotshot human of the crew, who gets the feeling that we may be leaning on some of my military skills sometime soon in the future, maybe. We'll see.
And hi, everybody. I'm CADave. My character, Lawrence Benson, and I are both he, him. He's a little weirder than me, but not a lot. Just
Got some teeth we don't know about, Dave?
but we're both super happy to be back. 3 weeks away was a long time, and I missed everybody terribly. So now I'm excited to be back and see where we end up.
We missed you too.
Yeah.
All right. So last time on Starscape, we had Jason's character who was here, and Alistair, and he go back and watch. That's the Happy Jacks Nights episode. Session 8, I believe. We had 2 romantic connections happening. Romantic connections happening everywhere. Last session, our love boat was rudely interrupted by the return of Lawrence.
Yes.
Who had stolen a fighter from a jet / shuttle from the people that he was with, and he had gone back to get information about what they knew of the crew, because I can't remember the name. Fagenians, thank you. I was thinking Ferengi, and I was like, that is not right. Not it. It starts with an F, though. The Fagenians are one of the most feared species in the galaxy. Because he is a Fagenian who defected, Lawrence knew all their secrets. So basically they want to annihilate the entire crew because they might know some of the Fagenian secrets. And in that whole thing, when he escaped, he came back. They managed to fight off the fighters who were chasing him, except for one that got away. I wonder what will happen with that. And in all of that, it came to light that someone was feeding information to the Fagenians based on the information they were finding out from Rhodes' credit card accounts. Or bank accounts. So it's very likely someone actually from Rhodes' family, it seems, who has access to those accounts, that is basically being a traitor and sending all the information that has let the Fagenians track them for so long. So Alistair has gone back to see if they can find out exactly who it is, put in some disinformation, and maybe try and throw the Fagenians off the crew's tail. So he has gone to be a hero. And all of you were headed to a very populous planet, because that is one of the only ways, the Fagenians are just murder machines, as we saw when Lawrence decided to kill some animals a few sessions ago. But one of the ways you can kind of slow them down is, one, by running constantly, and two, by going to planets that are populated or under protection of a species that is powerful enough to at least pause them. So you went to a large, super populated planet. It will not stop the Figenians, but this way they can't just attack with their whole armada. You're more likely to find specialists like Lawrence who are going to infiltrate and try and stabby in the back, murder you, instead of, just raising the whole planet to find you. So, tomato.
Sure.
So this is your kind of stalling
Sure.
tactic for a bit. Did I forget anything important? Those are like the broad strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If we think of anything, we'll recap it again. All right. We also, because we ran over last time, we didn't do personal directives at the end. So, because we were like 20 minutes over last time, and it was 10:30 p.m. Pacific Coast time, and we were like, we're very tired, and we need to go to sleep. So, generally, we do these personal directives at the end of the session. So, personal directive is a goal that each character has about interaction with another player character. And did anybody meet their personal directives last time? Oh, everybody but Jay.
I did not.
No.
All right, let's start with Lawrence, then, since you're the new one back.
My personal directive was to specifically explain to Rode about how I'm willing to do anything to protect this crew and the ship.
Okay.
Because I feel like Jonas understands that's where I am, but I hadn't really talked to you about that, so I wanted to,
Awesome.
especially coming back with news like, yeah, I think your family's trying to fuck us over. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, whatever. If somebody needs a shanking, I'll go.
Awesome. Cool. So, which reward did you pick?
I haven't yet.
Mhm.
I don't remember what the rewards were.
Well, it says above the personal directive, it should say, oh, it's on the
Yep.
basic week sheet, sorry.
Ah.
So, for end of session
Oh,
wins,
there we go. Yeah.
if you meet your goal, choose whichever is appropriate. You clear a condition and mark XP, or earn 1 trust.
I'm definitely clearing a condition. Please.
How many conditions do you have marked right now?
I have 4
Okay.
still.
Jesus.
Wow. Ooh, that's after like a bunch of connecting too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you were hurting.
I
Okay.
had 3 crashed stats. At the end.
Jesus.
Excellent.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
You know,
was. That's
dogfight scene.
good. As designed, well intended.
Wow, this game is so well designed.
All right. Who'd like to go next?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Mine was to ask Alistair where he's been and admit that I don't know who he is now.
Ah.
And that was done in the most vile way possible.
You absolutely did that last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't have any more conditions to clear, so I'm just gonna mark the XP because I don't need any more trust.
Okay. Very good. All right. And Nolvath.
And my personal directive was to ask/threaten Alistair about his intentions towards Road.
Correct.
Yeah, and you sure did.
Yep.
Good job. Excellent. All right. All right. So all of you met your conditions, so you make new ones for this session. Jonas, you can choose whether you want to keep yours from last time or if you want to make a new one.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new one.
Okay. Perfect.
Just an out of character question.
Yeah.
Did we ever come up with or we're told a name of the crab people?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Inari.
The Inari.
Inari.
Or Inarans, yeah.
You weren't there when it happened, so but I'm sure you've been caught up.
Well, I mean, that's up to everybody else, but like for note-taking purposes.
Yes.
Rather than me writing out crab people every time.
Yes.
And then in my head going, crab people.
People.
Every time.
Every time. Yes. So the Inarans, and they are akin to like if we were to meet an Atlantean. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you're from a long time ago. We thought you were legends. Honestly, we didn't actually think you existed. Okay. So that's kind of the.
I mean, I still don't know that there's an awake adult.
Oh yeah.
Even if they're poorly.
Well, we did spend a couple like we kind of did like a montagey thing of being in jump for a couple days. So I'm gonna let you decide like whether I feel like at some point someone would have told you that, but maybe not. You were on information gathering. You probably
I
have
am.
cameras hidden everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. I probably watched and saw what happened.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Why
so I'm
is there
aware.
a giant crab being covered about on a gurney? Yes.
Well, or at the very least, like I stumbled into the med bay to be like, I
Mhm.
need some kind of
Yes.
bandage.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there's someone in there, and I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Another stranger on your ship.
Yeah.
At least this one, I don't think immediately is out to
Gonna shoot
betray
you?
us. Yeah.
My first thought is like, oh, are they gonna molt?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Are we
Hey,
cooking crab
Are you
or
still
are we?
growing? Are you still growing? Yeah.
Tavrock, you're so much bigger than you. I knew they grew fast. All right. Okay. So we're also gonna say that the Anaran is like very rarely conscious at this point.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't seem they aren't able to be healed like we kind of established. Like it's very much old age. Even their great technology can't stave off mortality.
Yeah.
So they're comfortable, but they're very rarely kind of awake. Tavrock sometimes spends time with them a little bit. But we also did last session discover what seems to be a classroom. So that's
Yes, we
exciting, too.
did.
Mhm.
All right. So we have gone. We've landed on this planet, and this has been Alistair's kind of chance. Like goodbye. We had our beautiful goodbye scene last time. They've gone off to plant misinformation, find out more information.
Give my hair to my dad.
Give your hair to
Mhm.
your dad. Really like finalize this death.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. Because you've given up your wealth,
Oh yes.
we're having you swap moves. So
Yes. So I'm changing out some fun playbook stuff, everyone. The civilian, so all of Rhodes' of fear of being poor was reinforced by this playbook. So I'm officially changing out the wealthy move, which was you're rich, like unreasonably wealthy. You will never lack the funds to get what you want. Where does your money come from? Well, now we answered that question.
Mhm.
And I'm changing it for fake it till you make it.
I love that one. Will you read that one out loud? just
Yeah,
so
of
people-
course. If you're doing something completely out of your wheelhouse, but are getting as you go directions from another player character, roll with their stats instead of yours.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
rad.
that power.
Yeah, and you are all very capable of things that Road is not.
No.
And Kimmy, by the way, last week I made my 6th experience point,
Okay.
and so I got another advancement. So I chose one more move, and I think that's all the moves that I can choose. I chose Save the Audience.
Okay.
And so roll plus courage instead of plus body. If force is necessary while a crewmate or love interest is watching, you must live up to your reputation.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's another one of those Kirk/Riker.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that move.
Someone's watching. I can do this.
Don't fail.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So we had arrived at Barco 4.
No, that was the last
That
one.
was
That
the
was
last one.
Matar
This is-
7.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I have so many things written down now. And it is a huge like metropolis planet, very unlike the tree planet we started on. While that was a large cosmopolitan, it was very in line, like in balance with nature. It felt like even though you were going through like a downtown area, there were massive trees everywhere. This is the opposite of that. So again, kind of calling back like Coruscant, where it's like the city has enveloped the entire planet, and you have to actually go looking for actual ground, and who knows where it is.
Holographic trees.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff
Mhm.
like that. Like there's stuff probably somewhat cultivated, but even that, none of it's natural in any way. It's planters, stuff like that. This actually, like, originally this planet had been sort of a volcanic kind of barren, like, place anyway, and a lot of it is actually run through like these volcanic
Oh,
heat.
sure. Like
geothermal
geothermal power systems.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why this sort of like built up, because it can sustain very easily all the power needed for this massive city. And it is a very part of a very powerful, like kind of human run kind of connection of planets. Again, humanity has long left.
Yeah.
Earth is way in our rearview mirror, kind of a legend. And there've been all these systems that have humans now, and this is kind of one of the human centered areas. Have you been here before, Jonas?
I think I have.
Probably a lot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we did. We said this
Yeah.
has been where you came because this is part of your fighting history.
Yeah, exactly.
You and Alistair had been part of defending this planet from the Phegenians.
Yeah, because the Pyronians have also an investment, probably from the volcanic energy.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
absolutely. Sorry, I kind of spaced on that from last time.
Yeah. So
Kinda
if there's
spaced
anywhere
out.
that anyone's going to recognize sort of what I am or who I am,
Yeah.
would probably
They
be
might
here.
be here, yeah. But you absolutely know that this is one planet that is fortified and knows how to look out for Phegenians.
Mhm.
So this is one of the places Phegenians probably would very much hesitate to come in force. And Lawrence, we'll see if this becomes a problem, because they've been pushed back from here before. And the people here are used to. And so yeah, you have landed, and again, a planet this big has a bazillion parking lots for for ships and things
My
like
beautiful
that. So having the Amber Star up in orbit, you're not even the biggest ship there. There's massive cargo ships and ships for like cruises and things like that. There's huge ships everywhere. So and then finding a parking spot for your shuttle, no problem.
Would it be possible for us to have set some sort of alarm or communique from the ship to us in case something happens to what was our Anaran friend's name?
Oh yeah, the Elder
Ernson.
yeah.
Yeah. If anything were to happen to Ernson in the med bay,
Yeah.
like if we receive any like emergency signals or anything like that,
Yeah.
we get a
absolutely.
notification. Okay.
Yeah.
And we took your ship.
Yeah,
Right,
we
brother.
had to. I don't think we're
Yeah.
landing the Amber Star on this planet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to avoid like flying Trini into this setting too. So okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of questions about all this, Jonas. Very exciting. I can't wait to find out.
Jonas
mean-
never lands his ship on planets, right?
Really? Oh,
Jonas?
sure. Yeah. Never, not at all. Trini's never seen in an atmosphere of combat. No. I mean, feel free to do that as you will.
Yeah, very interesting.
I actually, so you said your buys,
Mm-hmm.
and where are we at this point? Like I think we're
Probably
all
like in the parking garage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we probably just like landed.
And Alistair like
yeah.
into the crowd. That cool mysterious spy disappearance.
Hmm.
It's not that awkward. We all said goodbye. And
Now we're all
then
walking.
We're all walking the same
Yeah.
direction.
Oh, I actually parked my car over there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
No, Alistair's much cooler than that. It's
Yeah.
really, goodbye, long look. Okay, and then yeah,
Deep pining stare between them. Yeah.
I will protect you. Right, sorry, it's terrible.
Really good.
All right.
Is it like, okay, you mentioned Coruscant, but is this like parking garage or is this a landing platform? There are two very different thoughts in my brain.
Yeah, I feel like this is such a busy planet. It's a landing platform that is like layered so it is sort of similar to a parking garage too.
Okay, yeah.
I kind of like the idea. There's that one really famous parking garage they always do from the
With
movies.
the-
It's here in LA.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah, the
spinning
spiral.
corkscrew
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
It's over at the mall. Like every time I'm like going to a movie there, I'm like, yeah, we get to be in the famous parking garage. So you like go like up the spinning one, and I feel like it's like a walkway that spins like this, and then the ships all park around the outside of it.
Oh,
That's
it's sort of
really
like a
cool.
Yeah,
spaceship
so-
Guggenheim.
It's
Yeah.
one of those, the Carvana like towers
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
have all over Southern California.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, if you don't have those there, but they're like weird
No,
towers where
they're
they put
pretty
cars.
nationwide.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're weird.
Yeah.
If you buy a car from them, you can ask them to deliver it to one of those towers, and then when you go to pick up your car, like you buy it online,
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
to pick up your car, they give you a giant coin token, and you go in and you put it in. It's like a car vending machine. Like,
Yeah.
it brings
I
down
just
your
got a
car.
new car.
That's
I
incredible.
should have done that when I got my new car.
Want to go to the vending machine?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically like that. So it is a landing platform, but it's also like this multi-layered thing. Pretty much everything here is built for height and for maximizing the most usable space for the smallest actual land footprint.
Cool. Yeah.
So like buildings here are ridiculously high, and probably a great idea on a volcanic planet. We'll say that they have some sort of technology that has stabilized things. Had an earthquake in LA here today.
Yeah. But I
Happy
didn't even
earthquake day.
feel.
Yeah, I
either.
know,
It
right?
was a big earthquake.
It was one of those things where I'm sitting in the chair going like, oh, no way that was an earthquake. I must have leaned weird, and it's like you blow it off. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
5.9.
We're normal. Yeah,
Oh.
we're normal.
I don't even get out of bed for anything over a 4.0.
Yeah, right.
All right. Sorry, I stole that line from Independence Day.
You're right, though.
And okay, so yeah, you parked, and there's like the walkway down the center. You can go up and down to get to your ship. I'm sure there's some sort of lift or elevator as well, but that's kind of the design. Is everything is very unlike the beautiful, like there's a lot of city planets that look very planned and look very like they have a very similar aesthetic to all the buildings and stuff because they're based on in one type of species. Humans tend to do kind of whatever fits. So this is much more like
Planet-wide Kowloon.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I was thinking like London, like the London skyline and how it's really random.
yeah, really mixed. Or if you give a kid like a bunch of different pieces of different Lego sets and you
yeah.
tell them to build something, and it's like some of them are obviously from the same set, some of them aren't, and things like that. So it's this strange kind of cacophony of architectural styles made to maximize space. Some of them you can tell are built for like aesthetic reasons. Some of them are built totally to be functional and in a very human kind of mismatched, disjointed way that still ends up being kind of impressive and beautiful. Yeah, so that's kind of the impression of this place.
Cool. This place is garish.
I cannot speak for I cannot speak for the rest of my kind, but yeah, that tends to be human culture in a nutshell.
There's so little planet and so much building.
I'm just thinking that one's domed, that one has arches, but that one's just a rectangle.
We do what we need to do, and considering how little restraint we can exhibit, in terms of population and populating, I think that's all we can do sometimes. Now, Road, actually, I'm gonna say we're actually so. We're walking away from the ship and we're going into Explorer. There is some information that I want to gather while we're here. But if we're moving somewhere, I look at you and I say, I know this is a difficult question to ask, but how attached are you to your ship?
Very.
All right. I mean,
And he's like putting his fingers kind of almost for the first time through this like freshly cropped hair where like there's like little, when you cut a feather it has the like weird chevron divot and stuff. It's like there's mixes of that. Like it's a mess. He has not looked in a mirror. Do not tell him. I just gave away everything. This is it. This ship, that's all I have. Just how you feel about Trini, right? Right.
all right, okay. Well, listen. Maybe if I find the right registry chip, we can make ourselves a little harder to track. I understand. Listen, I do know how you feel. That is indeed how I feel about my own baby.
It isn't even about the ship. I know exactly how much that shuttle cost. And I'm not selling it for less.
I kind of like scan eyes on all of you, and I'm like, if you're okay with doing this, I can try to maybe, again, change the registry, make alterations to the warp signature or something, or to the impulse signature.
But
As long as we can get back to orbit, that's really the important part.
All right.
I
Okay.
forgot how much this planet stinks.
after kind of like over long pause, like definitely like you start to plan and move on. I will do what we think is safe. Oof.
The look on my face shifts a little, and you see my eyes kind of flutter over your new do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, I appreciate you saying that, but I think you've done plenty.
Damage or help?
Let's say, plenty of maybe saying goodbye when you don't necessarily want to.
Yes, well, I value our autonomy.
Alistair's gonna be fine.
Of course he's going to be fine. Didn't you see him? Roguish, charming, smart.
Oh, yeah.
It's us I'm worried about. He's not going to get eaten by an entire army.
Well, considering we've been being tracked by not just the Phogenians, but by someone maybe a little closer to home, I do have my concerns about what Alistair is going to find going back to Pyronan society.
He's well versed enough to know that my family isn't to be trusted. And he knows the very few that are trustworthy in those circles. And I trust him.
That's you and me both.
Yes, I would love a story or two about how you two actually met in more detail later.
Oh yeah, I'll certainly tell you about that. That was a fun campaign.
Those two words don't often go together for me, so I'm very, very curious.
Well, it was a lot more fun for me. I was one of the ones doing the rescuing, I suppose. Lord only knows what Alistair must have gone through behind enemy lines. But in any case, I need to go talk to some people, see if I can get a better handle on what the Phogenian activity has been around system, and see if I can track down any information about whether they've been doing anything unusual with these new developments.
Well, I certainly hope they only have a few. And at least they have one less.
Lawrence, what are you wearing and what do you look like right now?
I think I've shed the clothes that I was wearing before. But I'm still, without a better option, I'm still doing the human toned makeup and not being perfectly gray and not being instantly recognizable.
Okay.
I'm probably specifically trying to talk without opening my mouth very much, especially if there's anybody else around.
We gotta get you a beard.
But just to try and, I'm just kind of staying near everyone else.
Okay.
Because this is
We're a lot to look at.
he looks like a fighter jock.
Yeah.
So that attracts attention. And a Pyronan is going to attract attention. And then nobody knows
Question mark.
Question mark.
it's going to attract attention. Unless you're specifically trying to not be visible.
No, they're not camouflage, but I think looking at kind of the cityscape, kind of like on the tree planet, they were very vibrant, like kind of matching the colors of the trees and stuff. Here, it's like more subdued, like neutral tones. So, I mean, they stand out anyway, but like to blend in as much as possible without going full camouflage.
Yeah. And this is such a busy planet, and there's so many different species here that people probably, if they didn't recognize a species, wouldn't freak out. Like, everybody knows their stuff. The one thing, like, Phogenians, everybody knows. So that's probably gonna, if you're kind of, like, not camouflage, but, like, sort of trying to blend in, and if you've obscured your appearance just a little bit, or obfuscated your appearance slightly, then it probably will be all right. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
not-
give you the heads up that like this planet was attacked by Phagenians, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
people who have very strong feelings about.
I have a feeling legit I was probably here on the other side
Mm.
at the same
Mm.
time.
you
Like,
want that to be the case?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, it would totally make sense.
Yeah,
It's in the right
absolutely.
region. We didn't
Mhm.
travel that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to Jonas about that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Excellent.
No problems will ever come of
This
this.
will be perfect.
But I
For
mean,
me.
I'm not a shock troop,
No.
right? Like, that was never my role.
No.
I was probably here months, maybe even a year before any kind of military action happened.
Yeah.
So the chances of us have been in the same place
No.
are very low.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah, I was absolutely, like, sabotaging infrastructure and
Yeah.
that kind of jazz.
Okay.
Posing as, like, some local pharmacist or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
absolutely.
Like, I'm sorry you're feeling poorly. Here.
This is milk.
All right. Perfect. All right. Then, how familiar are you, Lawrence, with this particular part of the planet where you planned it?
Probably not a lot.
Okay.
Like, we didn't land in like an industrial area, right? We landed in a more cosmopolitan section of town or of the planet.
Yeah, it's very
Yes, I think,
it's
yeah,
very
that's-
metro, the whole thing. Like there's probably I feel like it's to maximize on usage of space, a lot of the industrial stuff is actually like in the lower levels and then like the living levels are like up above.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
feel like there's industry everywhere, but you have to go deep for that. And then like as you go up, it's more like affluent, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So if you're actually walking around on what feels like the surface of the planet, which is not actually the surface of the planet, it's very much like you would be going like in like a town, like not a town, but like a city, like a downtown area where there's some shops and like people living above the shops. Like every inch is used here. So these buildings have many layers that are used for many different things.
Well, I think like I probably, in terms of trying to blend in, I was probably not living in the nicer parts of town.
Right.
And then almost all of the mission related things I was doing were industrial in nature, or, you know, if I could mess up a air traffic control system or whatever, you know, something like that.
Okay. Perfect.
Not really hanging out in the nicer parts of town.
No.
So here I don't really know.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So you're kind of an expert in like the lower levels.
Yeah, that's where I'm more familiar with.
Okay. Perfect. Jonas, where have you been on this planet?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say I was stationed at like one of the more like densely populated areas. But because of the Phagenian activity, it has kind of taken me at various places in the planet.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I chose this spot because I haven't been here,
Okay.
and there's a smaller chance that like my past will come back to, you know, confront me, or even say hi.
Okay. So we're gonna say that this is maybe like a more touristy place
Oh, sure, yeah.
because that would
okay.
make sense. You're trying to like not be recognized. You're
Yeah,
going to the
yeah.
place where there's a lot of different people all the time.
Well, we were trying to send Alistair away expeditiously,
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
So this is sort of like where a lot of the like tourist activity goes, like the gift shops and the hotels, rather than actual like homes or apartments or condos.
And it's more of like a transportation hub
Exactly.
too, so that again, same thing. Alistair can can hitch a ride off world.
super
if
fast.
he's ready
Yeah,
to,
there's a million like equivalents of like
We're in Port of
transit.
Miami.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So there's tons of different people from different planets and species, and people are there trying to sell you things as you walk by, like the equivalent of featured keychains and such things, like knickknacks. Here's all these things. Do you want a picture? I can take a picture of all of you together. You can take your holographic picture home with you. It's like fun, and then like the name of the city. All the things. It's very like, okay, no thanks, I'm fine. Okay, no thank
Do
you.
I look like I want a photograph right now?
Yeah, they're all asking if you'd like to spend money. Road, how do you feel?
Oh no.
Road feels dreadful and is, I think, taking it out on the world by buttoning up as much as he can, but also like dressed down, knowing that we were going to this planet, trying to be like kind of cool about Alistair leaving, and already had made this plan before we made Planetfall to give Alistair his money. So he's like, I don't want to dress wealthy. I know how this works. But actually having to live in the reality of it, and like I think as we walk through the area, just like starting to really realize like his head feels naked, and like there are little like nerves in feathers and things like that. So he's feeling very weird and very off. And I think it's very much so depending on how everyone else is interacting with the space. And if someone that isn't one of the crew comes to talk to him, he's like, oh no, like just his worst self of just like absolutely not.
Okay. So the rest of you kind of see these like awkward little interactions because they are relentless with all of you. If one of you says no, they ask the next person, and the next person. Yeah, you're very familiar. And you do see the equivalent of like a couple of them like flipping the bird at Road a couple times from behind after he's like, "No, go away! I can't believe you're asking."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They're just like, and they flip you off. Fine, or the equivalent of.
Probably just feeling really degrading too. Like, ugh, I can't believe people pay you money for this.
Yeah, it's super like this little wake of, and you're definitely probably not even the rudest person they've dealt with that day,
Not.
but it's rude enough to be like,
Yeah, he's being very rude.
Yeah. So, So as you're walking through this kind of area, are you looking for something like specific? Are you trying to go somewhere? Are you looking for a place to stay?
It's a good question. I mean, I think a place to kind of like stay and lay low might be a good idea.
I'll walk over to an ATM
Okay.
and I pull out a card and put it in and get out money.
Okay.
Haven't had to yet, but
Nope.
Here
there
I
you go. How
uh,
much money?
I don't know. Like, we're on a fairly expensive planet. I'm
Mhm.
assuming this isn't like bargain basement roadside motel kind of place. So,
I mean, there's those. There's everything in between.
but like not where we landed, right?
Mm.
Not unless we get on transit and go somewhere
Yeah.
else. So I don't know, a couple thousand credits
Okay.
of local currency,
Cool. Okay.
and then I'll probably like walk over and I'll just hand the stack of cash to Road and be like, "You can negotiate for a hotel better than I can."
Oh. Yes, I can do that. Thank you, Lawrence. And he kind of like folds it and very carefully like slips it in his vest and like straightens up like suddenly he has magical powers again now that he has money in his vest. Right, to a hotel. Who knows where we're going?
I mean, I probably know the general lay of the land.
Also, since this is like a tourist area, they make it very clear.
Oh, sure,
Like-
sure, yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
this is something that like someone who really likes froofy hotels could be like, not that one, not that
Oh,
one.
This is a place you could walk, like, you could show up here and not know where anything was, and it is made for tourists enough that you could find a place to get
Okay.
food. You can find a place to stay. You probably will get ripped off if you don't actually know what you're doing, but like you're gonna be able to find accommodation.
I think you see Road clock one that's like got the concierge right outside, and they're like ready to take all your bags immediately. And he like starts to walk towards it, and then stops, pats down his waistcoat, straightens himself up, and then turns to the next hotel because like that's the one that I would have gone to yesterday. And goes and finds a like nice think business class. We're not going coach.
Okay.
He's looking for a place that he would stay if he were laying low.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a Marriott, not a JW Marriott.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you are there. You're able to get rooms. What is our room accommodation situation going to be?
Oh.
Usually
Fascinating.
Road does not ask how many rooms we're getting, and he usually just gets the maximum amount of rooms.
Okay.
But I think today he actually stops. How many rooms? How many rooms do we actually want?
I turn to you, Nolvath, and I say, hey, I don't mind sharing if you don't.
We are amenable to sharing.
All right. Nolvath and I'll take a room.
Are we sharing Lawrence.
I don't take a lot of space.
Oh, that's almost an answer. Fine. Yes. You know what? Yes, we're going to get two rooms. 2 rooms. Yes, 2 rooms.
Amazing. Yes, you get two. We're gonna say it's like a little suite situation where they're like connected. There's like the double doors. So, like,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
open
yeah.
Oh, sure.
lines.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you have to like knock. Like you can't just walk
It's the
in.
double door.
Yeah, but if you wanted to go through to both rooms, you can do that. That situation is there, and yeah, you as you're walking, Lawrence, you do kind of get you're definitely aware of people like kind of giving you like a double look, but you're going pretty quickly, and since you're with kind of a group of people, you're not being noticed as much. But there's definitely like a change since you were here last, like before the battles and things like that.
I'm sure.
And it's not something where it's like, you know, on banners and stuff, look out for Phagenians, like things like that. Like, they're
Yeah.
past that point, but it's definitely sort of like how you pick up on the like how Germany has outlawed a lot of like Nazi symbols and things like that. It's absolutely warranted. Your people are terrible.
Right.
So I want
Yeah,
to be clear with people who might just be tuning in. Like, this is not like bigotry for bigotry's sake. The Phagenians
It's
are
planetary
terrible.
security.
Yeah, like they're absolutely terrible. They raise planets. They destroy the ecosystems. They're terrible. If you've seen like Independence Day, it's like similar to that. They're just like locusts who steal everything. Lawrence has turned away from that, but the fear and hatred people have, and some of the people who fought off the Phagenians, is very real. So there's definitely, having been here before, you recognize that things have been changed in a way that feels dangerous to you, even though you agree with them, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Well,
yeah.
It's very easy for a united people that fought a war against other, especially if other doesn't look like them. It's very easy for them to be on guard for that.
Yes. And especially if other literally wanted to destroy everything
Right.
about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devour like whole planet sort of thing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it's like the tension of the Cold War here in America. But imagine if instead of Russians that are also humans, it's
Great.
easily identifiable horrible goblin shark aliens that wanted to kill everybody. Like, yeah, oh, well, that's easy enough to notice. Okay, we can watch out for that.
Yeah.
So probably anybody of a certain size probably gets
A little bit
awkward looks and
like a double glance and things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Because if it's been in Jonas's lifetime, like that's been like recent enough. These
Yeah.
are the people who
Yeah.
were here when it happened.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they've rebuilt and stuff enough. But yeah, there's probably even still, not in this part of the city, but Jonas, you would know there's probably places that there are
There's still traces of the attack, right?
Yeah, like,
yeah.
things may
yeah.
not be completely rebuilt, or if
Yeah.
they were, there's maybe some places that they've left scarred or destroyed
Yeah.
as like memorials and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
okay. Have you? Yeah. Okay. So both of you are aware of this. You're not aware the other person is aware of this,
Mm-hmm.
and the two of you, with Nolvath, definitely have no probably concept of. Nope. Road, how familiar are you with what transpired here?
I don't know how, especially because of the like time frame, given that like Alistair was also here, there's a decent chance that Road had no idea about anything to do with this planet.
Yeah.
His familiarity about the terrain here is like he's done major metropolitan planets and things like that before, so like that's the only thing he actually knows. And he's been to ones I'm sure that have been like war torn for various reasons, but he has no comprehension of this at all.
Yeah, so you have your rooms, and Alistair has kind of faded into wherever they're going. And you start noticing on your tablet road, like, because you like stopped using your accounts at all.
Mm-hmm.
You start noticing something you probably didn't before. If you look at it, you notice that someone's logging in and looking. They're not adding to the account. But when you still just glance at it to see the balance, it's not something you necessarily would
Yeah, it's just
notice.
like a credit score ping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're like, oh, and so you're starting to see these little like
Flips.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's not exactly like clear, just as like someone's logging in. So it's like, huh.
Well, and like I think the moment that he would clock that someone can see that that's happening, because he doesn't have access to the money anymore, he gave that to Alistair.
Yeah.
I think he actually closes it and at least attempts to resolve to not open it again in case it is perceived that he is opening it.
Okay. Nice. Maybe we'll say it's like the notifications you get if it's like, hey, there's a strange charge happening on your account. Is this you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's something like that where even though you've handed it over to Alistair, it's like a new device is logging into your
Yes.
account. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, I wonder, maybe that's Alistair. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's somebody else. And it's just automatically going through to your devices because maybe you didn't reset.
Yeah, it's just a little like notification, but like I think he's afraid to like open it for fear of alerting whoever it is that he is still accessing that information.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna do the equivalent of like put that on mute.
Okay.
And just kind of do his best to not think about it.
Yeah. Reply stop if you want to stop getting the notification. Yeah.
I am dead.
Yes.
Didn't you hear?
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
This is an automated message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Road. Lois has passed away.
Yes.
Double checking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna say that. Do any of you have things you want to do before hijinks commence?
Yes.
Okay.
I think once we get to the hotel and kind of settle in and Rode looks at a mirror, he screams.
Yes.
It's not subtle.
No.
And
I kick the adjoining door open when I hear that.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we both
blaster
come
in hand,
running
and I'm
in.
like,
That's got like
everything-
blades out.
yeah.
sorry, you didn't tell me it was this bad. That's all. It's fine. It's fine. No need to shoot, stab, cut. Put that away. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. I need to find a hairstylist.
I mean,
Or Jonas, how do you cut your hair?
I usually just do it myself. I got a pair of trimmers.
Huh.
I mean, I can certainly do yours if you like. Though, you may need to tell me how your feathers are structured. I don't want to cut the quick or anything like that.
Right now they're not. That's part of the problem. It's fine. I knew it was going to be bad. I just wasn't ready for it to be this bad.
I look at you, Nolvath, standing next to me, like I don't know what Rose's talking about this looking bad.
Well, if you require assistance, we are happy to help.
I think just a trim, not that short, just to make it even, because I understand that it was just a knife. I knew it was going to be like this. I did.
No judgment here. But if you'd like to step out and get yourself groomed, there are plenty of locations around here. Just be ready to haggle.
I am not spending money. So no, I will do what you have a mysteriously low amount of finances. And actually, you have what do you have money, Nolvath?
Oh no,
You just
the hive has no need for money. It's a collective
But
consciousness.
do you, the entity that is Nolvath, partake in currency in any way, shape, or form?
We have not historically.
All right. I'm assuming that you just go and get money from anywhere, Lawrence.
Well, no.
No?
I mean, it takes preparation. You have to have documents in order to establish local banking.
Oh, wow, you do it the correct way. Well, I'm assuming the nefarious. Oh, you don't need to laugh like that. It's frightening.
No, I haven't done a lot of it since I lost state support, as you could say. But
Oh, speaking of, here is the rest of the money back.
well, all right. We can use it the rest of this trip.
Yes.
It's an old account. It's fine.
You just have an account here.
It's a big planet. It's worthwhile.
Fascinating.
I wouldn't. It's not. Let's go out and buy a new starship kind of money. It's. I can afford to live there for a couple of weeks kind of money.
Understood. I'm going to do my best to live frugally. I don't know what that's like, if I'm completely honest. I know it's a thing that people do. So I'm going to trust you to cut my hair, Jonas. It's gonna be all right.
Well, I appreciate your faith.
I trust you more than I trust my accounts right now.
All right. Well, hope you like your hair short.
No!
That's what I know. I mean, I can certainly try for something different, but I cannot make any promises beyond that.
All right. Well, perhaps I'll just have you round the feathers and we'll move on.
Perhaps just to go with the shape of your head quite,
Yes.
so it's less
It's very
choppy.
stark. We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna say, I didn't bring my my grooming kit to this trip, but I do have my vibroblade,
Jesus.
and I feel pretty confident about it.
Incredible.
It's not very different from
what?
from clippers, really.
Yeah.
In the end, if I just put it at the highest setting, it'll probably make a nice clean cut.
Road, I think, would white knuckle through the entire experience.
Hey, all right. Do I need a roll for that? Does it approve your worth?
I feel like it might
feel
be.
it's gotta be.
I feel like for the interpersonal drama, absolutely.
Uh,
I'm 100% standing by to help.
Same.
see.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all of us standing behind Road, sitting on the little office chair from the
I
room.
would also like to propose that this is a connect.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm sort of familiar with the human tradition of the stylist like chatting you up,
Yeah.
and I do my best to do that, like to try to put you at ease, to try to take your mind off things. But it's kind of it's a delicate balance. It's a razor's edge, you
Okay.
might say, because I don't know if a particular topic is gonna set you off right now.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, I know I probably really shouldn't talk about your family much. I don't know how much about your past you want to talk about.
Your boyfriend just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a great mood.
No
Yeah.
safe topics.
You know what? I'm gonna because Alistair is the sort of most unifying ground. I'm gonna just ask you about your how you met and sort of like your first interactions with Alistair.
Oh.
And sort of see how that kind of lines up with what I know
Oh.
about, the soldier before the ranger.
I think that puts him a little at ease. He's still white knuckling.
Okay.
We met when we were both very young. He was my fencing instructor on my home planet before I left.
How good was he then?
At fencing? He was so gifted that my sibling hired him.
So, sounds like you spent more time together than just in fencing lessons.
Not quite. he was just the only peer that I ever knew in any meaningful way.
Well, that does sound very much like Alistair. He was never afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve, so to speak.
I think we just connected over the blade.
I both connected over the blade.
The blade.
That's the word like that. And I don't actually know enough about reptilian anatomy to know if that's funny, but it is to me.
It is now.
Yeah, so you know that Alistair will do everything to take care of you.
He is one of the only beings in the galaxy that isn't here in this hotel among the four of us that I actually think gives a damn about what happens to me.
And that's a damn shame for the rest of the galaxy. There's one sort of like last little hum, and I turn you around to face the mirror. So this is, are we using this as a connect then in that case, or?
Yeah, no, I feel like this is going to be two different roles.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
here we go.
prove your worth to see like how good your haircut is,
Yeah.
and then the connect I think is a
It's a different thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do the connect first, and then we'll see how good a job you did on the haircut.
Okay, all right.
What if the connect is part of how that goes with?
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
haircut is
sure.
dependent. The connect is a little dependent on how the haircut goes.
Well, no, I feel like you already connected
That's
over what
true.
you're saying.
That's true.
But if the connection goes really badly, maybe it's a bad thing for the haircut too.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
this is my yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
My thinking here is that if the haircut is bad, that trust is, I think.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, so prove worth
yeah,
first.
prove your worth first.
Okay, I'm rolling plus courage, and that's +2, so that's not bad. But
I'm sure it'll be great.
it's my vibroblade. Can my hand-to-hand apply to this? No is a perfectly fine answer.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
this is. I mean,
Alright.
if you want to do a nice, delicate job on doing the hair, I don't think so.
I would be remiss to try.
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
Good job. Try.
Okay. That's a 4. So 6.
Okay.
Can I help?
I would certainly appreciate that.
What's your lowest die?
My lowest die is a 1.
Okay.
Can't get
Okay.
worse.
Okay.
So you see my hand kind of like approaching maybe
All
the
right,
wrong part
sparkly
of
die.
the hand.
Do a better job.
Please.
Go sparkly die.
It's a 6.
Oh my god. All right.
No,
nine
that's
plus-
the same.
11.
So yeah,
Oh,
you're
hell
going.
yeah.
You're going in with the vibroblade, and they're like when you bowl and you're trying to get the ball to go in the center of the lane.
And then you're
Like,
trying to
this
will
way,
it that way.
This way. This way.
Okay.
Like the racing video game that's going.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then
Okay.
like you come in for another pass, and they're like, this
Yeah.
way.
Your like biological understanding of feathers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, no, don't cut it like hair. No, it's different.
No, that's
Okay.
cross
Yeah,
grade.
there we
It's
go.
cross grade.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Amazing. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and I mean I key in on your signals. I think working together.
They're doing it quietly so that Road doesn't notice.
Yeah.
And Lawrence, what are you doing in all this, by the way, as we're kind of having this
I think I'm
dialogue,
watching-
this verbal or nonverbal dialogue?
I keep watching out the window for part of it, and then I think like I keep looking back over and seeing this haircut happening and being like, oh okay, all right. like it looks like it's gonna go really badly, and then it gets okay, and then I'm like, oh, all right. But I think a couple of times I probably bother Road with it because I'm like, just subconsciously.
It's that like nervous driver where you're like teaching a young
Yes.
driver and you like
100%
wince
like-
because they're gonna hit something and then they win so they actually hit the thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
too real. Okay, so prove your worth. At 11, I do it. Give advantage to a crewmate. I'm gonna give that to Road because I think Road needs it. Describe what you did and how it benefited them. So I think yeah, the haircut was a success with the help of everybody else, of
Yeah.
course. And I turn you around and I say, well, what do you think?
Wow. I actually think you cleaned this up quite nicely. You even rounded the feathers very well. You know, you have a real knack for Pyronin hairstyling.
I while you're looking at yourself, and I think you don't notice, I turn to you, Nolvath, and I give you a wink,
Yeah,
and
he's
I
fully pretty.
mouth like,
They give you a very unsubtle thumbs up. I feel like they learned that gesture from you.
I
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Road
yeah.
sees the thumbs up and he's like, yes, it is wonderful, isn't it?
It's a very good haircut.
all right, well, hey, listen, hopefully this will help you feel a little bit better, and at least help you feel all right about getting yourself back out into the world for
I
a little
mean,
bit.
I look quite different. It feels like maybe this is a bit of a disguise. It looks like the same person.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, totally. You know, wouldn't be able to tell you from a crowd.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Jonas. It means a lot.
Well, you know how much you're giving up, how much you have given up, and how much you will be giving up.
I don't know how much of it was actually mine.
Not gonna mince those words.
Right. City is calling, right? Places to go.
Let's see. Do we resolve the connect
Yeah,
now?
I
then?
think
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely wait, okay, so is my connect to Jonas? Or is it the other way around?
I mean, it feels like it was Jonas who was asking you questions.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
order to like kind of keep you relaxed in the chair. So I feel like Jonas was instigating it.
Yeah. Then absolutely growing closer because like every little bit of like anytime you can pry real information out of Road, chances are very good that you connected because otherwise he doesn't tell people shit.
Awesome. I don't think we necessarily revealed any like real significance. But all right,
Yeah.
excellent. I get my trust back,
Yeah.
and I unmark a condition.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going to clear. I'm going to clear angry. I think no, I'm going to clear reckless
Yeah.
because I think that helped center
Precision
me as well. Yeah,
haircutting.
and like
Mhm.
again, kind of connecting with the two of you as well. You know, over this.
Makes sense. Perfect.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Ominous that Dave is just laughing.
No, I know. I in my head, I envisioned replacing like Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy in the makeup with Lawrence from Coming to America, like in the barber shop,
Ooh.
where he's just sitting there watching, going,
Yikes. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna say this is kind of like the end of the day. So if you wanted to do like evening type activities, there's probably some like very like touristy like clubs and things like that in this area if you wanted to try and do something like that. If you want to also just like lay low and like have a quiet evening, you can do that as well, and we can just skip to the next day.
I think while we're all still sitting there in the room, what are we looking for here? I know we had to drop off Alistair so that he could continue the facade, but what's our?
You're saying that in character, or are you doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Like what do we need to accomplish here before we move on?
Well, personally for me, seeing that Vogenian ship just jump, that was incredibly unsettling. I think I would like to ask around to find out, one, if the Vogenians have had any other kind of activity that we should know about, and two, if our little weapon misfire caught anyone's attention.
That makes sense.
Just wanna see if I can key in on the chatter.
Are we looking for cargo passengers to take to another destination to continue our business ventures.
I wouldn't mind finding some fresh income.
So long as they stay out of the mid bay and the cryo
Oh,
chamber
you're right.
area.
Oh,
Well,
maybe we wait on passengers, but there's got to be other ways. We can transport cargo.
The ship is quite large. There's no reason the passengers would need to ever access the restricted areas of the ship.
The last ones are so much work.
Perhaps some passengers that are less fussy?
Well, I'm fussy.
That's different.
You mostly take care of your own fuss.
It's true. Oh,
and
I can look around and see what's available. That is something I can do.
yeah, those credits that you picked up, Lawrence, they ain't gonna last us for very, very long.
No. I don't have much left here.
You are able to sleep on the shuttle if you need to.
Yes.
You can also go back and you can stay at the Amber Star in orbit. I do want to bring up that you had that new technology you wanted to research as well, the cloaking or
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
the
that's-
jump technology.
Yeah, that was.
But the biggest impetus that was for coming here is like, the Fijinians are gonna at least have to act a little more stealthy here.
Yeah. And admittedly, I would like to know a little bit more about how quiet I should be about my existence. I might take you up on some of your skills, Lawrence.
Well, we can make sure that no one ever notices you. If that's what we need to do.
Concerning. But it doesn't stop me from trying to find business. And there's millions and billions of people on this planet. I'm sure someone wants to give us money.
I can only imagine that a planet this large is a bounty of cargo that needs to go places,
Yes.
especially if we offer our services at a discount. No one need know how large a ship we have.
Yes, I'll just show them our luxurious craft that got us here. I'm sure they'll infer the rest incorrectly, but it's fine.
And I've got enough left to hire a cargo shuttle to get stuff up to the ship
True
to
enough.
get us out of here.
All right. You said that you had this money here, Lawrence. How familiar are you with this planet?
This particular area, I didn't spend any time in. But I was here for a time.
Exactly when?
Back before hostilities broke out.
No. Well, that's fine.
Not long before. But
Oh.
So this planet was under attack by your people?
yes,
Oh, that explains some of the looks you were getting in the crowd earlier. We wondered why. It's easy to spot when people begin to act like prey unexpectedly.
it is, isn't it?
Oh. What is that? It's fine. Continue.
And as Lawrence passed, we noticed that some of the people did this. Not decidedly, though. We do not think they recognized you.
I really should, at some point, if we save up enough money, invest in some cybernetic leg extensions or something.
Oh. I've seen some very nice ones.
Like I said, if we save up enough.
That's true. In the meantime, I can help you spruce up your makeup or anything like that.
Certainly.
All right. So you're in your room still, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We're gonna have.
Ominous.
Yeah. There's gonna be like a knock on the door. We're gonna say specifically to like
Our
it's
room.
connected, yeah, but it's Rode and Lawrence's room specifically.
I step back into the closet space.
Okay.
Coming!
Nolvath is now camouflaged.
I I know. I look at you and I go, like I kind of gesture to my room, like, "Do you want me to be in here?"
Coming just a moment. Do whatever.
I'll hang out if you don't mind. I'll actually close the adjoining door to the room.
And then you see Rode like loosen his tie a little when he goes to the door. He opens it.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's like one of the hotel employees. They have like a tray with like some food and stuff on it. They're like, "Oh, this is free for select guests. You have a selection of our menu for room service."
Select guests. Did we win a prize?
No, I believe it's random. On each floor, there's a few who get it, and then hopefully it
Oh.
encourages you to purchase from our kitchens later this day.
Wonderful. Ooh. Do we just choose? Or...
No, the card is yours.
Oh, wonderful. And he just grabs it and pulls it in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Just hearing this, can I deduce the intention of this
You
employee?
can try. Yeah. go ahead.
Yeah.
Rode's like, free food?
It's like little like pastries.
Yeah,
and,
listen,
like,
he's
fancy,
easy.
yeah.
So I guess a read a being then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be Rita being.
No bonuses, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a 9.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, let's just make it easy. Can I trust them?
There's some strange hesitation for this person. They are 100% like this person, maybe, like, but they're obviously this is not a thing that has been given to like that's a lie.
Mhm.
But it's very clear that this is not a combat person. So it's like
No,
Yeah.
I assume at this point it's a hotel employee that has been given a stack of credits to be like, deliver this tray to this room.
something is similar to that. So you're like, this is a giant lie, but this person themselves is not a danger.
Dig it. Okay.
Yeah, and like Rode pulls the cart into the room, and I'm assuming the door automatically closes. It's a hotel room.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. No tip. There's like
We don't
Road
have any
gave back
money.
all the money.
Yeah, Rode doesn't have any money.
Um,
And is immediately like looking over the who wants something?
Don't
one.
eat that.
But it's free.
no. Nolvath, could I put upon you to perhaps follow that employee?
Oh, certainly.
Oh, I just got duped, didn't I?
Well, no, the employee was very sincere. However, I don't believe we should trust any of this. And I like pull the
The lid.
the little
Not
the
cover,
the
uh-huh.
cover.
cloche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the word I was looking for.
Mhm.
Off the top, is it a
There's-
bomb?
No, it's all food.
Okay. Great. No, there's something wrong with this for sure.
Oh, it looks delicious.
It's poison. It's
Oh, fine. I said I would trust you.
it's bugged. I don't know.
Oh,
Something.
it's bugged. Hmm.
So I'm gonna like wheel it out into the hallway. When you go out,
Yeah.
I'll wheel it out into the hallway and like just.
I'll put a hand on your shoulder first before you do that, or I'll kind of stop the
Oh,
cart
okay.
and I'll kind of give it like the once over, just
Oh,
to
sure.
see if there's something stuck underneath.
Sure.
Maybe take my blade and kind of like sift through the food just to see if there's anything under there.
Yeah, the food is fine. You do find like underneath part of it, like up hidden, there is like a little like monitoring device. So the food is probably actually fine hotel food, but
Okay.
I mean I don't know, you can try it. But there is like a monitoring device there.
Okay. I'm a little on edge because I'm beginning to kind of realize that you were here shortly before the planet was, I'm putting pieces together in my head. But I take my blade, I kind of like I give everybody a shush, I break the piece off, let it land in my hand, and I kind of like toss it to you.
Does it look local?
Yes, it is from at least technology that matches what's readily available on this planet.
Okay.
And you specifically are in a place to having having been a spy on this planet, you're
Mm.
like, yes, this is the type of thing that
But it's not like a Faginian.
it is not
monitoring
Faginian.
device. Great. That's the first question.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm gonna, after Nolvath goes out, I'm gonna poke my head out just to get peripherals on the hallway,
Mhm,
and then walk down to like the elevator lobby on this floor.
mhm.
And the first person that comes up, I'm gonna drop the monitor in their pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a busy lobby, so there's a
Yeah.
bunch of people. So, are you gonna look for a particular type of person or just random?
Just any person.
So there's some.
Just because I know how frustrating that's gonna be for the person listening on the other end.
Yeah. We're gonna actually say that there's like this fairly fancy looking lady. Again, we're not at like the super fancy hotel, who has like a little pets in a purse.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of like it's the equivalent of like alien spacey dog, but like very tiny in its little purse carrier, and that's where you drop it.
Very perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They're gonna hear dog farts.
Yep. Pretty much. They're gonna really wonder what some of that is, and yeah.
What language is this?
So much
They
panting.
They ate the monitor? What?
It's a lot of panting. Why did you do that? That was
Just
the other.
keeps going.
Yeah. That was the other
Oh,
episode.
God.
Sorry.
So yes, while they're chatting,
Mhm.
I will slip out and follow the employee.
Okay. So they kind of you see like they kind of like sigh of relief when they like the cart gets taken in there. They are not like good at being cool. They're kind of like okay. So they go and they're like walking down the hallway and they go into like the employee hall. Like there's like the employee rooms on each floor to
Okay.
like store things like that. And they go in there and there's a person standing there. They're human.
Okay.
And they're like very clearly not a hotel employee. This person looks they're in casual clothes, but it's like weird fake casual. Like I don't know, when you were if you watched like movies in the 80s and 90s and it's like a spy and they're like in a Hawaiian shirt but like with glasses and like a hat.
Yeah.
It's like that is very clearly a spy dressed in like they're going to Hawaii. Like it's similar to that. Where it's like I am in my casual uniform, so I blend in with the people.
Look how casual I am. I'm
Yes.
such a human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's very similar to that. And they do look human, but they're not a hotel guest or employee.
Okay.
Clearly. And the hotel employees, they say, okay, they took it. They it's all in there. They're not gonna get like hurt, right? And then the other person's like, nothing will harm them from the tray. It's just regular food. Okay. And so you like give the bellhop like some money and like, okay. And he takes off. And the
Okay.
other person kind of heads off down, takes the elevator down.
I'm gonna follow that person.
Okay. You can kind of see that they're like tapping, like they kind of like have a listening device basically, and they're trying to like figure out like what they're hearing. So they're probably listening to dog farts.
Amazing.
And they're kind of, and they keep looking down on like a little tablet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sort of like walking down and around, and it seems like they're going in some stores and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they seem a little bit confused, but like they're looking for something, they're not finding it.
Okay. So it seems like okay. If it seems like they're not going to like do they exit the hotel?
They exit the hotel.
Okay. I think Nolvath would like watch them to see kind of where they go, and then they go in some shops outside of the hotel.
Yes. You might not know this. The viewing audience realizes that he's following this woman with a little dog in a purse.
Yeah.
Like, and like clearly like he's walking with a purpose
Mm-hmm.
and seems a little like thrown off, but since I don't know if you weren't there when
Right.
Yeah.
Lawrence dropped the tracker thing in
Yeah,
there.
they don't know that.
Yeah.
I think they're most interested to see if like he went to speak to somebody else so we could find out like who is trying to watch us.
Yeah.
And when that doesn't look like that's going to happen, they go back up to the room.
Okay.
I just thought it was food. I'm so sorry, everyone.
The food is just food, actually.
Oh,
And they just like
wonderful.
appear.
Oh.
We followed the a hotel employee. They met with a human, about so tall, floral shirt, hat, dark glasses.
Just for clarity's sake, a shirt made of flowers or a shirt with flowers printed on it?
printed on it.
Oh, all right.
Yes. The other one seems more cumbersome.
I've seen both.
And they'll give kind of a like physical description,
Mhm.
hair color, eye color, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
of the person. They said that the food was just food and it would not harm us, but that there was a device in it.
They still may have left an isotope or something in the food to help them track
Oh.
us.
Look at the little sandwiches.
Oh, shit.
But we can afford to
could-
get sandwiches.
All right.
We could scan the sandwiches if it would help.
Oh, indeed. I'm sure you could detect something if there was something.
So, this is wonderful. We got the Phogenians, we got the Pyronin, and now we've got humans to deal with too.
I don't think in general it's all of humanity.
That would
So-
be very bad.
I mean, it seems like it's possible that it's all of the first two, but humans
Or at least
tend to
a
be a little
fair
more
sector of one of them.
No,
decentralized.
yeah, it does not take a lot to get us all whipped up into a scared frenzy. Kimmy, does the description of like the floral outfit, the cap, and
Mhm.
does that ring any bells for me at all?
I mean, it's not enough for you to like, oh, that's Steve. I know
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's enough to be like, oh, this is obviously like a human operative of some type. It
Yeah.
might be so. It's a operation that you probably at least like sort of know of. You've never been a spy per se,
Yeah.
but you've worked in the military and stuff, so you like would know. Okay, this is what they do when they're trying to collect information on people. You probably have at least an idea too that it's an official operative of the planet
Mhm.
or the local government. It doesn't sound. It sounds like someone who is an actual spy,
Okay,
or
yeah.
whether the military or something similar to that. It is not like a crime syndicate or something like that. So you're like, all right,
Because
we've
they were
been-
pretty upfront with like the hotel staff and all that.
yeah,
stuff,
like
right?
and
Okay.
and it's just they've got like above board vibes despite they're doing like below board things, so it's not like they're
Yeah.
threatening or anything like that. It's just, yeah, you're like, okay, I recognize these tactics as like human spy stuff.
Okay, all right. I turn to you, Lawrence, and I say, all right, so what exactly did you do to that device that was on our car?
I gave it to a local lady,
Mm.
or at least another tourist.
Well, hopefully.
The spy, you said, went down to the lobby and then out the front and into some shops.
Mm.
Perhaps
I'm
they're
sure.
following the device.
Is this one of those situations that we should be worried that since at least some of my maybe direct relatives are feeding information to our lovely pursuers, is this something we should be concerned that the humans are going to do? Is this a thing that humans do?
Yeah, we have a dark, sordid history of that. Now the question is, which one of us are they after? Is this about your family? Is this about Lawrence, you, and perhaps suspicions? Or is this about something else?
The planet certainly feels different than it used to. They seem to be more aware and more concerned about planetary security. So it seems entirely possible that the traumatized local populace has taken steps to monitor visitors more closely and look for people like me, at a guess. Because I don't, as capable as Pyronin intelligence assets can be, I don't think they'd be able to move that fast.
No, and honestly, I'm shocked they moved as fast as they did. For the record, it was years. not talking days. But for a Pyronin, that's very fast. So, wait. So your people attacked this world in
Yes.
Gathering. And Jonas, what in your human news do you know of this?
I know everything about it. I was here too.
Oh,
You say you were here before the Phogenians made planetfall, then, right?
Yes.
Precisely where?
I explain the lower sector and where I kind of operated.
oh, water purification, systems maintenance.
All kinds
Industry.
of planetary, not necessarily defense, but planetary support infrastructure.
That I understand.
When I hear that, I kind of wordlessly march into my room and I just shut the door. Because I remember that, yeah, before the Phogenians came, there were some communities that fell because of sabotage, and there were some like innocent civilian lives that were lost.
I'm sure.
And I mean, it's a big planet, so I don't know if you were necessarily directly tied to the casualties that I know and saw and encountered. Because I'm gonna say that Jonas was like stationed here just before the planet fell too, and so like his was one of the ships that responded to that. And I kind of just I pace disturbedly around my room for a little bit, and then I pull up a chair and I kind of just set it by the window and I just look out. And as I look through, the cityscape, among all of the people and the activity and the vehicles that are kind of crisscrossing the skies and the streets, my eyes kind of spot little portions where there are still like signs of, like a building that maybe hasn't been completely, like a side hasn't been completely rebuilt from a blast.
Sure.
I just want people to check in with their seeing reds and just see
Oh.
if any of those have been set off. I don't think necessarily, but I want everyone to be aware of this because it feels like a session where we might hit some of those at some point. Okay.
It tiptoes against one,
Mhm.
but I think Lawrence is purposely trying not to be that way
That makes sense.
in the group. Like, I volunteered that information when you asked.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to keep it from you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I was doing something,
Yeah,
I sabotaged room service at the fancy hotel. No.
This was actually my beat.
Yeah.
Did you know Jonas was here, Lawrence?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, the Phogenians have had kind of like a lot of fronts that they've been
Yeah.
confronted at, and so I didn't realize that you had a history with this planet too.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that surprises me as well. Like, oh. Like, I think Phogenians have tried to target some loosely connected human planets.
Yeah.
Simply because they're loosely connected,
Mhm.
right? I think the historical fear of humans is diminishing because we're starting to run up against more formidable other civilizations.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we haven't messed with them in a couple thousand years, or let's see if we can make progress there. So I think that's probably why. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So Jonas has gone and shut themselves in another room.
Was it something I said? Was it?
No,
Oh.
it's definitely what I did.
Yes. Right.
Ah.
But you weren't here when... I understand. You were the forward, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
I understand that one.
It's much harder for a city-sized planet to exist without the infrastructure that keeps the populace alive.
I'm actually very aware of that one.
And this planet was much more open when I was here last.
Hmm.
They certainly weren't prepared for intelligence assets to be put to use.
That would explain why they are quite so aggressive, perhaps this time. We may wish to cut our stay a bit short, or than initially expected.
Yes.
I mean, we have many things we can do on the ship, but
We should still get the information if we can, if there's anything to discover about the disappearing ship.
perhaps some of us who can blend in more easily should do that.
Are you referring to your camouflage ability, or... I look very subtle now.
That is definitely a word we would associate with you, Road.
Good, then I will... I just don't understand who to talk to about ships. I was going to go find business, but if I should refocus my efforts, maybe I'll go do some spy work.
Perhaps we can do a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
If you can use your charms to chat up some of the people here, I can use my invisibility to listen.
I was thinking your
Listen in on them.
acute knowledge and skills where you can interface with even ships that you don't understand.
Oh, yes, we can do that as well.
Good. All right, well, what should we do about Jonas? I feel bad just leaving him in there. Well, you also need to sleep, don't you? You can sleep in here with us.
I won't use a bed.
Oh,
Does your species sleep upside down like some of the...
Oh no, we remain upright.
Oh, okay.
how
Standing.
efficient. That does make sense.
It is quite good for the skeletal structure. It stretches out all the tendons.
Hmm. I
We
like
do not
beds
have the
too
claws
much.
for it, though. That's too...
Oh, you said standing.
Yes. We, much like I've heard you describe your home planet, we live in very close quarters. Our landing ships, the troops there remain standing in the pods for days, often before landing's made.
That sounds exhausting.
No. It's easy to fall asleep once you learn how. And he kind of like locks his knees in a very not human way. Like a human doing that will pass out.
You can see the
Like-
bones like shift into place.
Kind
Terrifying.
of, but not visibly,
Yeah.
right? Like, but just the like posture changes a
Yeah.
little bit, and then like he kind of just relaxes, and then you see like the nictating membrane slide over
Yeah.
and just be like, see, it's very comfortable.
Fascinating. We will take your word for it.
I think I just want to make sure he's all right.
We will go and check on him before we head out.
All right.
And they'll, as long as the door's not locked, go into the other room and
Yeah,
check
no, I
on
didn't lock
Jonas.
it. I didn't lock
Okay. So, what are you doing, Jonas?
I'm just sitting. I'm saying I think when you come in, my back is turned to you. I'm looking out the window. It's sort of evening-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say the sun is still, or however many suns are still kind of like on the horizon.
We're gonna say that the buildings are so tall; it's a little bit hard to tell. Like even when
Sure.
the sun sets and stuff, like you can tell from like the overall look of the sky, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
so
yeah,
much
yeah.
artificial light here too.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
buildings are so high you can't even get like a horizon view
Sure,
unless you're in
yeah.
the very tops of the buildings, and those are very expensive.
Okay, yeah, but yeah,
So-
we sort of see like the last vestiges of daylight.
Yeah.
And yeah, light's beginning to punch through that. At this point, I think like I have my forehead in one hand, and I'm just quiet and still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say when you open the door and I hear somebody coming in, I start and I kind of like quickly look at you, and you see my hand like fly to my hip
Mm-hmm.
to where my blade is stashed, and then I see you and I relax.
Okay. Once they see you relax, they'll kind of come over to you and like sit next to you at the window. And they just kind of like, they don't touch you, but they offer you a hand.
I'll take your hand. I take it, and it's a firm grasp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's a lot of tension going through me right now, and I look out and I point at one of the buildings and I say, just going by the angle of that blaster mark, it's one of the first buildings that got hit when the Phogenians attacked. And then I point to another one. Those ones, a little closer to the ground, they had landed by then, I'm sure. I don't know how their attack on Matar 7 on this part of Matar 7 played out. I was elsewhere on this planet. But if this portion of it was hit in a similar way, there were thousands that were lost that first barrage. And you feel my hands start to shake, and my eyes kind of like, again, my forehead into my hand, and you
Mhm.
actually start seeing my shoulders like shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, and that's not counting the thousands that were lost when their sabotage efforts started to hit. I don't know if you've ever experienced a loss of life like that, but that is a sight that I cannot shake, that I will never be able to shake till the day that I die.
And they kind of squeeze your hand, and you notice that their color has shifted into like one that you would recognize as like sorrow and calming. You've seen them do like kind of the calming color scheme at Tavrock, and sorrow when the elder was speaking about what happened to their people. And so you probably understand what it means. And they squeeze your hand in kind of both hands and say, "We cannot imagine such a scale of loss. Some things have happened to the hive on a much smaller scale, and it was intensely painful to lose such a large swath of our beings at once. We cannot imagine having seen it with our own eyes on the scale that you describe. Our heart, it weeps for you, Jonas."
And I think when you say that, I kind of like pull myself close and I just like nestle my, my head to your neck, and
Yeah.
you just feel like tears dropping on your skin. And I say, those were thousands of voices that will never speak again, thousands of lives that, thousands of people whose families will never experience their growing up. And Lawrence was part of that. he's gotten us out of scrapes before. He's certainly come through when we needed him. But I did not realize that he had a hand in the destruction and in the death that befell this planet. And I don't know what to do with that.
That is a difficult knowledge to reconcile with the person who has become our crewmate and our friend. It's easy to forget when we live with Lawrence and we adventure with him day to day the destructive power and the viciousness of the people he comes from, because he has strayed far from that. But it is his origin. It's part of who he is, and part of what made him who he is now. It's difficult to accept, and we understand your struggle and your anger and your grief. That will take time, but we think you should speak with him about it when you feel ready. Perhaps that experience here is what helped him turn away from that violence and shed the nature of his people to become who he wanted. We do not know. We are not Lawrence. But we know who he is now. And we know who you are. And you have a kindness in your heart that we think can weather this storm.
You feel a deep sigh, just like this sort of release. And there's almost a shift in my demeanor as I rise up and make eye contact with you again. And I say, Nolvath, when trouble reared its head, I thought maybe I had a handle on it. At least knew where it might be coming from, what direction it might come to us. But after finding out that even here isn't necessarily safe for all of us, I don't want you to take any chances. I need you to stay alive. I need you to stay safe.
We will be careful.
I gotta go. I need to get a better handle than I've had on this. Find out more. See what might be waiting for us out there. If anybody detected that burst of energy, or if either the Phorgenians or the Pyronin are closer to us than we think.
You are important to us, and we wish you to be safe as well. Please keep your communicator on. We have agreed to go with Road to find us some business prospects and do our own inquiries. We do not wish him to go alone.
No, I think that would be a very bad idea.
We know you can take care of yourself, but please be careful.
Got a good reason to. And if it's all right, I'll lean in for a quick kiss.
They return it, yeah.
And with that, I straighten myself up, and I walk to the door, and I turn to you again, and I say, tell Road and Lawrence not to wait up.
We will do so.
And I step out.
You really just sleep like that.
No, I love it. That's what they come back.
Awesome.
The
Yeah,
conversation
yeah.
is still
That was
happening when
great.
they come back
Yep.
in.
It's a wipe. It's just that.
Yeah. The camera just goes back through
Yeah,
the
go-
connecting door.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it's the best use of space.
I don't disagree, but beds are wonderful.
There also is an abundance of
Oh.
space now.
Yes, Nolvath, there is an abundance of space. How is Jonas?
He will be all right. It will take some time.
Of course.
He's gone out to make some inquiries, to find us some intelligence. He said not to wait up,
What?
so
I don't often wait up for him.
we were not aware that that was a thing we were supposed to be doing in the first place.
No.
But
Listen, so long as we're not here to do more sabotage, I think we're going to be all right.
That wasn't my intent.
Nor
Unless it
mine.
becomes necessary.
I would prefer not to do that.
I would as well.
Well,
Jonas, as this is happening, you're leaving. I want you to roll read a being.
uh-oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, let's see. Read a being.
Uh-oh.
That's hard.
All right. Heart is +1. That's only a 6.
Okay.
Dice are not.
Yeah,
doing it.
no, yeah.
Oh.
These two are
Heart
going into the
heavy.
fuck off pile.
Yeah.
so
Whew, okay. All right.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So what you don't notice, Jonas, as you're going down the elevator, like literally we have the thing where you're like going down and like as you step out of the lobby, it's like moments after like a large number of subtly like not necessarily like fully armed like combat, but like some officials in like suits with like
Mhm.
their space weapons, like
Cool.
tucked nicely into their nice suits, like get on the other elevator, so you like just miss seeing them.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
good.
Beds, not SWAT team.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Cool. Cool.
All right.
You're probably not going to get super far. But
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
just so you know. So yeah. Anyway, back to this conversation happening in the hotel room, where nothing weird is going to happen at all.
Well, legitimately, before this happened,
Yes.
I was going to tell you both. I'm going to go to the floor above and see if anyone's in the room above this one. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Well, that just leaves us. Are we wait? We're waiting. We're waiting for him to come back, right? Or are we leaving to go and see what business the night has for us?
The implication was I would be quick.
Yeah.
okay.
How are you going up there, Lawrence?
I would go to the not like the stairwell
Okay.
Yeah.
for one floor.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll a d6. If it's an even, wait. If it's an even number, you're gonna run into people on the stairs.
Okay.
If it's an odd number, you're gonna get up there.
It's even
Okay.
and a 6.
Okay. Okay. So as you start to head up the stairs, you hear like the normal kind of like of like a couple people who are obviously like moving fairly quickly coming down the stairs and also coming from below.
Ah, good.
Cool. Everything's going great.
Does it seem like they're more than one floor away? Like, do I think I have time to get up to the next exit?
It's hard to tell. You can't like they're close enough it could be then or it could be right past there. They're not like 5 floors away.
Okay.
And they're moving
And same from below.
same from below.
Okay.
You're trained enough to know they are converging on your floor.
Sure.
Whether you're gonna beat them there or
I
not.
mean, that's going to be my assumption if I heard that anyway.
Yeah.
So I will step back into our hallway
Okay.
and I'm going to go to the housekeeping room on this
Ice
floor.
maker.
Because they often have like a laundry chute.
Mm.
So I'm going to break into that room
Mhm.
Cool.
and see what my options are for exit while rattling off a message.
Okay.
So like hustling down the hallway, I'm probably like, there are people coming. Just you don't know me.
Oh, we're doing this again.
You know, I don't know if I can get all 3 of us out.
Is that like
yeah,
to
I
the
would send
group
it to the
chat?
group chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so it comes through to my
Yeah,
communicator
you-
too.
I didn't have time to make a new separate.
Yeah.
group chat
Yeah.
just for people in the room.
I'm gonna say I made it like out the front door, and I've just been like doing the whole like pacing in sort of mental deliberation
Sure.
when the message comes through. And when it comes through, I kind of like look up. How high up is our room?
I mean,
It's super high, right?
you actually like at street level. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like actual ground level.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna say it's like maybe 10 stories.
and it's like a mega building, and so there are multiple like
Yeah,
layers
absolutely.
to this.
One of
right?
those
So-
Japanese super malls.
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
just
there you go.
fully up and down.
Yeah.
Department stores. Yeah.
Totally. So like from like where you are, it's not like a huge thing. If you went down to like ground level, that would be probably hundreds of stories. But you're probably like 10 to 15 stories below where your room is when you're on this commerce
Intro
level.
Layer,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I run to an elevator and I just jam that button up.
Okay. So you're headed up.
I think I'm just going to make them feel very badly that they're coming to knock on my door. We
That
should
sounds
probably.
like something you would be good at.
Yes,
Yes, we will be here, but you will not see us until we are needed.
of course. It's the point of being a spoiled child if I can't use indignance for something.
And we're gonna say at that moment you hear the beep like from the door,
Mhm.
and then like the door just goes open. They're not knocking.
Another
Yeah.
like fully this one for Nolvath, way less sincere scream.
Okay. And they do the thing where like people come in and like they kind of like
Excuse
clear the
me.
room and they're completely like ignoring you for this moment. What have you done, Nolvath?
So they're behind a fake plant in the corner, completely camouflaged.
I'm gonna have you roll for that actually. So I'm gonna have you roll prove your worth, or yeah, that's probably the best one to see because they are like in this room, like
Oh,
specifically
yeah.
looking to clear the room, and they know there's like different types of beings there. So we'll
Yeah.
see how well you can go through.
Okay. Oh, I got an 11.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
like they obviously think you might have left already, so they're kind of like,
Well, I think they also like they saw me, but they don't know I can do this.
yeah, exactly.
They don't know what to look for.
Right. And you picked a spot that has a little bit of like shade happening
Yeah.
and like
Yeah. There's some
Perfect.
dappled lighting.
yeah, perfect.
Who is your supervisor? This is ridiculous.
And one like they're not speaking or like looking at you, and then one of them kind of steps in afterwards. He's the one in like the floral shirt.
Yeah.
Where is the Fijianian?
What Fijianian?
We know there's a Fijianian who is with you and in this room.
I have 2 humans and my friend Nolvath, who's not a human.
Where is your friend Nolvath?
They just were here. I think they just left.
Like he like goes and he's like typing on a thing, and then a couple of them like head out.
Who are you? Why are you in my room?
We are planetary security.
Well, I'm just a traveler that just landed on this planet, and you've invaded my room, so I would like to know why.
We are looking for Fijiani. Are you unaware of what Fijiani? What
I
dangers
know what a
Fijiani-
Fijianian is.
Then you should be aware why we're looking for them and on high alert for, especially on our planet. You're a Pyronin, correct?
Yes.
Well, your people were helping us defend this planet years ago when the Fijianians attacked.
That isn't my problem.
No, but you also suffered casualties here. I think you, above all, would be understanding why we have. And he kind of like nods at like some people who are continuing to look around the room,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they pull out little like scanner thingies,
Yeah.
and obviously just kind of talking at you now.
Yeah.
Why we would take things like this so seriously? Do you have your identification from your planet?
I'm sorry, I actually don't have that these days. I had a horrible accident not long ago.
I see. Well, we will need to connect with the Pyronin diplomats so that we can and their
You do not
embassy.
need to do any such thing, you'll find.
I think it is in fact required to, if you do not have identification papers, to make sure
I'm
that
not
you,
currently associated with my home planet's government.
you have changed your citizenship to another planet then.
I am currently a prospector, and I don't have a particular home.
I see. Well, we can make do with ship registration if that is where, if you are living place to place on a ship at the moment.
Oh, fine. I will see what I can get in order. I don't have any of this on me, and you'll find that it can be a bit difficult for people who live at the fringes of the world.
You will find that we are very patient.
You're going to hold me here.
We can accompany you if you'd like to go other places. But first we need to track down, it very clearly says that there are 4 beings
Yes,
staying in
2
these 2 rooms.
humans, my friend Nolvath, and myself.
Yes, so we need to speak with all of them before we are able to let you move
We're-
about.
Merely acquaintances of circumstance.
Then that should be no problem.
Oh,
I'm going to go down to the desk and kind of nods, and a couple of them stand like right inside the door. If you need to have your, look around for your papers or your friend's papers, there's like a little bit of sarcasm,
Yeah.
like he knows you're full of bullshit. It's
Yeah.
like, then take all the time you need.
the indignance.
And you can kind of hear them from outside. They're starting to look and like check other rooms on this floor.
Sure.
They haven't made it to you yet. There isn't there's not like a laundry chute. It seems like they've got like laundry facilities on each level, and it's also like future technology, so it's like, and it like, I don't know. I don't want there to be washing machines because I hate doing laundry. So in the future they have gotten past this. I don't know what it is.
They put it in
but-
a magic UV washer.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
and it comes out folded,
It's
and
just
no
a
one
pair
ever.
of robot arms.
Yeah.
And a
Sonic
wash
cleaning.
tub.
Exactly.
Ear.
Yeah.
They've replaced all of the mechanics of washing machines with just robot arms.
Yeah. There are like air ducts and things like that about if you wanted to try something of
Your
that
favorite
nature.
terrain.
I mean, anything's better than getting executed in a hallway, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll try and use one of the air ducts to get off this level.
Okay.
Like, however, which way that works.
Okay.
John McClane it. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm fairly small, so
Yeah, that would
that
be prove your work probably.
all right. Hey, an 8.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
I rolled a 9. I'm not courageous,
You are not courageous. That's okay.
but yeah. So
You succeed, but pick one. You're injured or shaken. You mark a condition. You put a crewmate in a bad spot. Then their next roll is with disadvantage, or you damage or destroy something important.
well, I think I'm going to take I am injured because air ducts aren't made for beings to get around in, especially between levels.
Yeah.
So sliding down to a lower level, I've hurt myself.
Good old air duct burn.
I think makes me feel resentful.
Okay. Jonas, you've now made it back up, and you start to come out of the elevator.
Yelling.
Yeah. And there's someone who like stops you and is like, "I'm sorry, this floor is closed."
Oh, what seems to be the problem? Do I sort of recognize the regalia?
I mean, it's like the equivalent of like not conforming, like no, people walking down the street would be like, "Oh, like Men in Black type situation."
Yeah.
It's the plainclothes Disney security spotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right. Yeah. What seems to be the problem? Looks like we've got some sort of perilous situation up here.
Yes. Are you staying on this floor?
I am, in fact. And do I see anybody coming in and out of Rhodes' room?
The door's open and you see people standing outside. There's nobody coming in and out right now, but it's very clear like there's definitely like some people in there
You
too.
probably also hear the constant
Yeah.
berating. that is not stopping.
Yeah. I am indeed staying here. I'm staying on this floor, and in particular, one of my associates is staying in that room over there. And I point to the open door, and I believe that I hear their voice right now.
And you see them like kind of surprised, but also like, oh, well then yes, like why don't you come with us, please? And they kind of like one of them stays at the elevator, and the other one like
Sure.
kind of walks with you, like walking with you, but also sort of escorting you to the room.
Okay. Wait, what exactly did they say when they were ushering me in?
It's more like, okay, well yeah, why don't they're walking and excellent. Well, we were trying to find you and locate you. So I'm glad that you came back. It made our job a bit easier. And that's kind of like all the time you have before you come into the room. And Rhode's like throwing a fit.
Livid.
Yeah, just yelling.
Okay.
Livid.
And there's some people scanning around the room, but mostly they're just there's two people right inside the door, kind of just waiting. And then there's two people right outside the door. And you can see that there are people like walking around checking the other rooms on this floor as well.
Road, what the hell is going on here?
They won't tell me. I'm glad you're here. Maybe you can speak some human sense into them.
I look at you like, oh boy, if you want humans to have like, I just give you this knowing look like
Yeah.
humans and sense, they don't necessarily always intersect.
But also I think as quickly and subtly as he can, he is going to look towards your door, the adjoined door, and then kind of cut a glance to the plant in the corner as well, just to be like, the person who also goes in there is over there, behind
Okay.
the plant.
All right. And you see just a subtle little eyebrow raise to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I turn to whoever's in charge, and I say, all right, so what exactly is the meaning of this? Why are you scanning it? We are simple travelers.
They're asking me for papers. They want everything.
We
Did-
have reports of a Phegenian that's staying on this
They
floor.
think our other human companion is a Phegenian.
At that point, my hand goes to my pistol, and I unclip it, and I draw it, and I'm like, I look at whoever's in charge, and I say, where the hell did you hear about that?
Like it's the person in like the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
The least serious
What,
one.
what,
Yeah.
what?
Is that
Bucket
person
hat.
Yeah. Little frog bucket head.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about that? And what is the basis of this of this search?
Well, we obviously, since the attacks years ago, have upped our security. We are constantly on the lookout since we were so easily infiltrated last time and the immense damage they did to our infrastructure. We have our guard up now. We won't let it happen again.
No, you will not.
This hotel isn't infrastructure.
I'm going to turn to that individual, the one in the floral shirt, and I'm going to say, so you believe, and I catch myself a little bit saying this, you believe that there are Phegenian activities here now.
Yes, we have reports that a Phegenian has been seen in the city and that they were staying in this hotel.
God damn it, Road, we gotta go.
Why?
Because the last time the Phogenians came here, it wasn't pretty. What they did went beyond whatever social problems you may know.
I know what
And-
they can do. It's amazing this whole planet's still here.
It is,
They
ain't
seem quite capable of harassing me.
it? And I kind of like look at you like, come on, this might be our ticket out
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
I say, yeah, well, they are a lot more capable than that. If they are here and they are up to their old tricks, our lives are in jeopardy.
Fine, I guess I'll have to go find my paperwork with my real name on it. That's a very, very strong glance towards Jonas.
And I'll say, don't worry, we'll square that off. Man, I gotta send a message to Nolvath, make sure that she knows to meet us, and Oh, I don't even know if Lawrence is gonna have his communicator knowing where he's going.
Well, I have to go look for my paperwork, I guess. It's been a pleasure to leave.
And we'll run out, and I'll like before we go, I'm gonna quickly lead you to the elevator.
Do they follow because they were threatening to?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And I look back too to see if I can see your shimmer, hopefully like trying to follow us.
So there's people on either side of the door, both inside and outside the room? Okay.
Ooh.
That is annoying. And the door to the other room is closed, right?
The one between the two rooms?
Yeah.
No, that one was left open, but they are like searching both rooms.
Okay. I think they stay put for the moment. They're waiting for kind of like that like NPC loop to come around again where
Yeah.
nobody's in their Jonas's room.
Uh-huh.
And then they'll kind of like Zoidberg along the wall and slip into the other
Okay.
the other bedroom.
Nice. Okay. So if the two of you are walking down the hallway.
Trying to.
Yeah, trying to at least. I think we're heading towards the elevator, and I'm feigning urgency.
Mm-hmm.
But if I find that we're out of earshot, I quickly whisper to you, "You gotta get Nolvath out of here too."
And Road is a way out of his element,
Mhm.
first and foremost. But second of all, is like a little bit more bewildered than I think even normally when we're in like really hectic situations.
Sure.
Because he doesn't have a real name that he can give them.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to see you to like the end of the hallway by the elevator. And then I let out a very audible, well, shit. And, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
And then I turn and I walk back towards whoever, like whatever personnel
What
is still
now?
scouring the area.
Mhm.
And I give you one of these, and I walk over to the nearest operative, regardless of who it is, whether it's Hawaiian shirt or floral print person or somebody else. And I lean into them and I say, "All right, I got a couple of questions for you, all right? And you may address me as Lieutenant Hurley." I'm actually just gonna go ahead and pull that card.
Okay. They seemed like kind of uncertain and flustered for a second. Lieutenant, they kind of like sort of awkwardly do the salute and then like
Now, don't even try, son.
okay.
Get up.
Happen to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And I say, all right. First of all, I need to know what you know about this Vogenian's activity. I have a friend out there who I have two friends out there who I do not have eyes on, and I need to know if they're going to be safe or if the world is going to come tumbling down over their heads in the next few moments or so.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll manipulative being.
Okay, here we go. All right, so I roll plus savvy, which is 0.
I'm gonna give you a +1 because you've got your what are your skills?
Let's see. I have piloting, hand to hand.
Well, because those are all things that you got in fighting. So
Yeah.
you have like the legitimate, like they can tell from your movements and stuff. You are actually a military person. This is not full bullshit. Like you have the bearing and the knowledge and the experience that you are clearly actually military who is stationed here and knows about this planet.
And I am laying low, but I am a famous ace for my background, so
Oh, okay.
it's possible that they might have heard something or other.
Absolutely. So are you trying to pull that card?
I'm gonna pull the card. I actually
Okay.
want to attract attention so
Okay.
that hopefully I can get people out of the room so you can find a safer place to be.
All right. So
Where
what we read
People won't stumble on you.
the fame move for us, please.
Let's see. Well, actually, I didn't choose fame, but I did choose caution to the wind. So I spend a trust to roll any move with advantage when I buck the rules and follow my instincts. Would pulling
I
rank
see.
be considered bucking the rules?
You are not. You don't actually have any rank here
No,
anymore.
I don't.
So
No,
I'm
no.
gonna say yes. You are bucking the rules because you are pulling from like the bygone days of yore and like trying to fake actually having rank here. So yeah,
Okay.
that can.
All right. Excellent. So let's see. I'm gonna spend a trust. Oh boy.
Let's go.
Come on, dice.
Let's go, dice.
And I get to roll at advantage. So I roll 3d6 and take the two highest numbers with it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go.
And you still get to add a
I'll
plus
use-
one to whatever it is.
I'll use red, blue, and yellow.
Nice.
That's 3 5s.
Oh, hey.
So if I do a +1, that would be 11.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
To manipulate a being, and so on 11, they will do what you want for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking for, again, I'm asking for information. Like, I want to know what they know about the Virginia activity.
Mm-hmm.
To know whether there's a direct threat. Like, do we need to jump planet? Do we need to make an announcement for like people to start evacuating, or are we like okay? So what's that first portion?
So we're gonna say that like Hawaiian shirt leader guy has gone back inside and maybe he isn't seeing that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you picked probably the most fresh face, like trained, but like, oh, they're like impressed. They probably were like a kid when the actual fighting with the Fijians went
Mhm.
down. So the fact that you were like fighting there, like suddenly they're like, oh, you like are a hero. And you
Okay.
can kind of see like it's starting to attract attention. So a couple people who are stationed in the places are kind of like listening in and like also kind of walking there. And well, we got a report from someone downstairs, like that they've noticed Fijian activity. Someone who was trying to like blend in and not look like a Fijian, who clearly was, and that they were staying here on this floor and checked in with some other people.
All right. At that, I'm going to again kind of like put on this air of urgency, and I'm going to say, all right, fine. All right. Listen, you know who was in that room. It was me and my associate. What are you still doing? Looking in those rooms. Spread out. Knock on every door if you have to. Send everybody out.
We've been doing that too.
You're not doing it. What are you doing?
Okay, yeah, okay. He like goes and he like taps on a couple of the other like agents. Are you gonna watch the door and just keep the elevator?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay. And they go and they kind of like go and they start like trying to prove themselves, like kicking the doors
Sure,
down,
okay.
like instead of like checking these other rooms.
And when actually before the last person leaves, before he like is able to like heel turn away, I grab him by the shoulder and I whisper, "All right, now, I have my other friend. I do have to find him. Where's the red light district?"
Oh,
You know where it is. Come on, don't hold out on me. Not now.
They kind of look, and their friend goes, and like leans over and whispers.
Ugh, damn it, Lawrence, you and your habits. And at that, I like head towards the elevator, towards road, and I stay there, like looking like I'm gonna be on guard until I see them, like hopefully disappear down the hallway or into a room.
If we go into the elevator without others,
Mm-hmm.
Road just like leans against the wall and then just slumps to the ground.
Yeah. We're going to say that you distracted enough of them and they went sending down that they do kind of forget and they let you into the elevator by yourself. And yeah.
Okay. And like, I don't want to shoot a message to you because I don't want
Well,
anything.
Nolvath can hear what's happening.
Sure, okay,
They have
all right.
good hearing, and they're very like their situational awareness is the kind of their species whole thing.
Sure, yeah.
So once they hear kind of the ruckus of the guards moving to like down the hall to look into the other rooms, that's when they kind of take the opportunity to like slip out
Okay.
from our room, and then kind of like slowly creep down the hall.
I'm gonna hold that elevator until like as long as I can, as long as I feel safe, like, just to give you a chance to get in there.
Yeah.
Are we in we're in the same elevator still though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm not
all
going
right.
for her from you at all.
Okay. All right. And when we get in there, like, you're staying camouflaged, right, Nolvath?
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case there's cameras in here.
Okay. All right. I just whispered, Nolvath, are you there? Are you here?
Mhm.
Did you get to us?
And you get like just like a tiny like little tap on your shoulder.
Okay. And I mean, Road, you can't see that, so you just see me like whispering into the air and then like give a little bit of a jump and then melt a little bit. And then I don't send I don't send a vocal message, but I do send you a message, Lawrence, where are you? Or just where are you?
I'm probably next to an air handler unit outside the building. I think I'd reply with, if you all have gotten out, stay out. I'm going to look for some things, and I'll get back to the show.
Ooh. I just send back need help.
I don't want to endanger the rest of you further. Their planetary security is looking for me. You can do the things we discussed without my causing more trouble.
Okay, all right. I think when you send that back, I mean, it's a little reassuring that at least, like, hopefully the attention is not going to be so focused on us. So I turn to the two of you. Well, I turn to Road.
Road, who's sitting on the floor.
And
just
I
like a
assume that
little-
Nolvath is
Yeah.
listening. Yeah. I do not know how much longer we can be on this planet,
I would
Road.
like to leave.
But I also don't want to leave Lawrence behind.
Of course not. For an abundance of reasons. I'm no one now. I can't give them papers. There's nothing to give.
Well, maybe there's a little something we can do about that. I need to go looking for something that can change the signature of your ship anyway. But we got to figure out some place to lay low at the very least, where we won't have so many prying eyes on us.
I'm going back to the shovel.
All right. Stay there. Keep your head down. If there's any trouble,
Leave. And come back.
yeah.
Yes, I will do that. Nolvath, I'm assuming you're in here.
And you get a tap on your
Ah!
shoulder.
Ugh. You're welcome to come or whatever. I'm going to go bed down in the shuttle. See you all in the morning.
And they whisper quietly just in case of audio
Mhm.
recordings, but just like they'll go with Road.
Okay, all right. And I whisper back to, again, stay low, keep out of trouble. If anything happens, don't hesitate to leave. You got Tavrok and a whole race kind of relying on us now, don't we?
That we do.
Okay.
We're gonna jump right now to Lawrence,
Mhm.
who, so you're probably safe as long as you keep moving, like outside, you'd know. Like returning to a place multiple times so people get like multiple looks at you is
Right.
probably not a great idea. Yeah.
The plan is not to loiter.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to be, like, creeping behind a bush in the lobby, like,
Yeah.
talking into my communicator.
Yeah, who would do that?
What? Why would anybody stand behind a shrubbery? What a weirdo.
Yeah, I can't make myself
No, I know.
actually invisible. Like, so I want to see if I can use an old connection here to generate new fake papers for
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
everyone. So I'm gonna try and use my frenemy move.
Oh, okay. Can you read it out for us?
Yes. You have powerful people from whom you may seek favors. Roll savvy to contact them for their help.
Okay.
So, gonna see.
Do the thing.
So I rolled an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
Woo!
So,
Do you have any skills? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but still.
well, criminality.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take it to 11.
That just flavors it because it tells me, okay, is it a criminal? Is it a politician? So the fact that if you
Yeah.
use criminality, that tells me like,
Yeah.
who's you're contacting.
I think it's someone that I interacted with when I was here last time,
Okay.
and I made sure that I kept them out of it,
Oh, okay.
so that their affiliation with helping the Fijianians never came to light.
Okay.
Mm.
So that's the debt I'm calling in,
Okay.
right? Like,
Mm.
hey, you weren't executed for treason.
Mhm.
You owe me one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Also, is it okay if I add something?
please.
I feel like maybe this planet was when you started doubting
Oh, for
the
sure.
Fijianian
Yeah, yeah.
cause. So maybe you actually, in addition to helping them like not get caught and as a traitor, you also maybe steered some of the more heavy casualty damage away from a place where like maybe like they
Them
have
and their family.
connections.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to get like super specific about that because that's our story is not necessarily about mass mass war, but so there's a
Yeah.
little bit of also not just their lives, but they have a reason to be thankful for you in addition to for other things.
Sure. That's fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
And the favor I'm asking is, here's the biometric data on
Mhm.
everybody else in the group.
Because you
Here's-
just have that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
we've been
do.
in the same room like 3 times.
Oh God.
Uh, but just generate a whole new, like, nondescript Pyronin
Mhm.
identity and a not ex-human military
Mm-hmm.
identity and just pull out of the
Maybe
hat
that-
of space identity.
Okay.
Just so that everybody has something else.
Okay.
So like I probably send the message
Mm-hmm.
digitally and I'll be like, I'll swing by in a minute.
Okay.
The one other thing I'd like to do is visit like a war memorial
Mm-hmm.
here.
Okay.
Like and I know it sounds cheesy, but there's gonna be a gift shop. So like I want to go there and like see if they have like a challenge coin or something.
Okay. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there's
like-
there, especially in this part of the city or the planet, there's a whole bunch of little gift shops with literally every little tchotchke you could imagine.
Shot glasses,
Yeah,
spoons,
yeah.
thimbles, stickers.
All the things like sweatshirts
Yeah.
and hoodies.
Replicator
and I
magnets.
visited.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, and all I got was this silly T-shirt, like
Yeah.
all that stuff, like
Yeah.
all over the place.
We beat the Fijianians spirit jersey.
Yeah, all the
Like-
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit that just says humans across
Yeah.
the back.
Oh God.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
But no, specifically like a military trinket.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Challenge
like
coin.
like a challenge coin, like a Victory Day or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, VP Day, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
something like that.
Yeah, you are able to do that for sure.
Okay,
You have money and they want to sell it to everybody. So, yes.
cool.
And you get a confirmation from your contact saying, like, it'll be ready in like about 30 minutes or whatever it is. So,
So I'll make my way across the city to that area.
okay.
Do I run into any trouble along the way?
I don't think so. While you're just walking quickly, no. If you did stay, like you buy a coin, you do all these things, but if you were loitering in one place, then we'd start having you do rolls, if that makes sense.
I probably spend at least a couple of minutes at the war memorial.
Okay.
just like walk by and
Mhm.
like put my hand on it, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
But not like I'm not gonna spend like an hour.
Okay.
It's just like I know I need to waste 30 minutes while I wait, and I think that that's where he would go.
Okay.
I think he's particularly feeling guilty.
Okay. Oh, so this is for yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like part of your cover or you're actually going to the War Memorial because you.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I legitimately feel bad about it.
Okay. Um.
Like, I think mentally Lawrence had the like, this is the point where I broke away from that,
Yeah.
and that's all stuff that I did before.
Mhm.
That's not who I am. So he's kind of just gone forward. I don't think he's ever spent a lot of time thinking about the past,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I like that.
which is why it only really came up when he got drunk the
Mm-hmm.
one time,
Yeah.
and like now it's come up again.
Mhm.
So I think that inspires him to at least go by.
Okay. I will let you. I want you to move a condition
Oh,
as like just a GM move on the fly. Like,
all right, I like that.
yeah, because I feel like you're feeling different feelings.
Yeah.
Like like spending time at the memorial does not relieve your guilt, but
Right.
it might or something like that. But it will
I think
change what you're feeling. at
I
the
think
moment.
I move from I'm going to take off disdainful
Mhm.
and move to guilty.
Okay.
Mm.
I like
Mhm.
that. Yeah. All right. I think we're going to finish up with you and your contact,
Okay.
and then we'll end the session there.
Yep.
So, and then we'll figure out where what's gonna happen next time.
And we're gonna do our personal directives.
And we're gonna do
Mhm.
personal directives because we're not ending super late tonight yet. All right. So you spend some time at the memorial while you're waiting for your papers to be processed, and yeah, you go and meet your contacts. Who do you have an idea of who it would be?
Well, the first thing that pops into my head is essentially Hannibal Chew from Blade Runner.
Okay.
Love
Like
him.
he's just a guy that works a job, but like he has access to the tools to be able to make credible documents.
Okay.
Like he does something legitimate with his business, but I stop by and he runs the equivalent of a modern day FedEx office or Kinko's.
Okay.
So like he has all of the stuff there that can engrave fake hologram data into flimsy plast or
Okay.
whatever is needed to make fake documents. So he doesn't do that on the regular, but he can.
His name's gonna be Jerry Barnez.
Okay.
And yeah, he's got his very obviously not criminal making,
Yeah.
your a million copies of whatever you need, but also like the fake documents are in like the basement or whatever. Or well, probably not I guess the basement here. There's
makes
probably a
sense.
lot of levels. There's not really a basement, it'd be like the second
like a
level, like
sub-level,
the
yeah.
storage level of there, and there's probably more businesses below his, but so yeah, you're gonna you come in and he kind of like he's obviously like playing it cool, and then like as soon as like the other customer leaves, he goes over and kind of like locks the door behind you. It's been a while. I don't know why you came back. Let's go downstairs.
Yes. Things have changed here since last time.
I mean, can you blame him?
No, not at all. But I regret that your people don't have the joy that they used to.
Kind of like blinks at you for a minute. Yeah, there's definitely been definitely matured as a people. A little bit of a slap of reality, I suppose. But
Sadly enough.
I'm glad that you got through everything. It's good to see you, despite the circumstances. Why did you come back here?
Well, it seemed like it might be a good place to find some other information.
I mean,
I'm not staying long.
yeah, but like, I can't help you if the Faginians are going to attack again. I know you helped
Nope.
me out last time, but
Nope.
I can't do that to the people here again.
I have no intention of. My hope is that they will never attack again. I'm not here on government business.
Do Fijians have personal business? I didn't
Yes,
know that was a thing. Oh, okay.
some of us do.
oh.
I mean, it's safe for you to assume that I work outside the box quite often.
Okay. Yeah. As long as you're not actually helping the Fijians with whatever it is.
Not at all.
Uh,
And as far as I know, there is no plan to re-engage with your planet.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little odd that you're hanging out with a human and a Pyronian.
Yes, it is odd.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Obviously, like, oh, I guess they don't want to talk about that. Okay.
Yeah,
Here I was able to get these together for you.
perfect.
Yeah, the fourth one is a little iffy since I had to I picked a really random, like, species because you couldn't give me anything. So I just looked up the Recura, which are the least known species that I could find. So hopefully you don't actually accidentally run into a Recuran, or the people who look at your documents, hopefully they don't know what those are.
I haven't encountered one myself, so
Yeah, I don't know. There aren't even any pictures of them, so I figured that would be a good guess.
even better.
Yes. So there you go. The rest of them should be solid, no matter what. They're not, but that one's a little, just because I made it up.
That's still fine.
All right. Well,
They're the least likely to need it anyway.
okay. You can tell they're a little like, I don't know if that's a joke or if dangerous or whatever. Okay, nodding.
Am I covering up a murder right
Yeah.
now?
Is there anything else that you need? I mean,
If you have any way to get back to, and I name whatever docking platform
Mhm.
area we landed at,
Mhm.
where I would be unobserved in transit, I would appreciate that much.
well, we could definitely do something with this whole situation. Kind of gesturing at your outfit. You're not super subtle, my friends.
I understand.
So,
Yeah, I'm upset.
I never intended to try a re-infiltration.
Okay,
This was just to keep prying eyes away long enough to move along.
I see. Well, it's not too bad, but let me see what I got in my back. Goes in and there's like it looks like there's like he probably spends a lot of time here, so he comes back with like kind of like a coat thing that has like a hood thing on it, a little bit of like a scarf and stuff like that. That it's lighter weight, but like
Sure.
in the equivalent of like just some stuff extra stuff.
Break up the silhouette.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe cover your face a little bit in like a way that people aren't going to immediately notice. Stuff like that. Cover up your bright purple fake hair maybe a little bit. So stuff like that.
Sure.
So it's not perfect, but it'll do better than what you got.
I appreciate it.
Well, I
And,
appreciate what you did for me and mine last time. And
If I hear anything coming this way, I will send you a message.
thank you. They seem like clearly baffled by a Fijian who's just working solo and like not preparing for invasion, and also clearly does not want to ask more questions about that or know more about that.
That's kind of what I'm counting on.
Yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely. Like,
Please no.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice, happy to see you, want to help, and want you to leave as soon as possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not be noticed on the way.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you need?
No, I'm ready to move along.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I hope we never see each other again. But good luck to you and whatever, your
Same.
friends.
Give your best to, I name off all of his family.
Every
Yeah.
single one.
Like, even the ones I never met.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I was just being cordial, but
Yeah,
it
no,
came
and
out
it-
creepy.
Creepy way. Take a deep breath. Yeah, I'll tell him.
Probably, like, I'd probably even say like, "Oh, congratulations on your youngest new marriage."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it happened,
Terrifying.
it happened like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, thank you. I will. Yeah, we were all very excited about that. So we should get going. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And we're even now, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good. Yeah.
I hope not to return.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I mean, I'm here all the time, but maybe not here anymore. We'll see. Thank you.
Playing the planet.
I think I'd probably slip him a little note card with a list of places not to visit.
Okay.
Like, just
Other planets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Like, if you're considering vacation, here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. We're still even though, right? Like
Yes.
this isn't an okay. Good luck. Don't worry
You as
about
well.
sending back the clothes. They're fine. They're yours now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do like this scarf.
I'm glad you like it. Goodbye, Lawrence. Goodbye. Or what would he have called you, Lawrence?
Probably not.
Okay.
Oh.
Different names.
Yeah. What name would it be?
How about
Oh, okay. What's a local
Paul?
name?
Paul.
I love that.
Strangled. Paul. Bye, Paul.
All right.
Oh my
But
god.
Paul.
Let's go. Let's go, Simon Pegg and
Yeah.
Nick Frost. Let's go.
Yeah. Bye, Paul. It was good to see you again. Yeah, and hopefully this is goodbye.
Well, yeah, cheers. But I do like just a wave
Yeah.
and then step out
Awkward
into
thumbs
the
up at
night.
you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, unlock the door and let you out. And you hear the click behind you.
Oh,
All right.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Okay. And they just kind of like put their back against the door and just like sit on the floor, like with their back against the door. And that's the last time we see Jerry.
I love Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry is all of us.
Jerry's the most sensible one of this
Yeah.
episode.
Right? Oh, seriously.
Yeah. Fucking terrified of Virginians, but also like don't want to piss them off. What do you do?
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh
you
my
are
God.
much more like hidden now, and you have
Making my way back with
yeah, and Jerry gave you kind of like the clearest path for getting back to where the shuttle is, and we're gonna end there for tonight. Paul.
Paul. Paul.
Paul.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh,
That's the episode
like
title.
a goose honk.
Paul.
Paauul. Yeah.
A Paul.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. Let's do our personal directives.
Oh.
So, did anyone make a new personal directive and actually meet theirs? Okay. Rude.
Just me?
Yep.
Wow. Specifically was it Nolvath, but I ended up doing it to everybody. Ask how Nolvath doesn't seem to spend money.
Nice. Very good. Perfect.
Ugh.
Very good. All right. No one else?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Mark
you
of my
can-
XP.
Nope.
Yes. We're
Things
gonna pick up
kept happening and kept me from doing
Yep.
it.
next
Yep.
session. We'll pick up like all of you getting to the shuttle.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So you can keep your personal directives. You can make a new one if you feel like you need to make a new one. Yeah. And you're gonna have paperwork of a variety of different qualities depending on how common a species you are. All right. Any questions? Any other things that we want to do before we go tonight? All right. I have to fly to Gen Con tomorrow, so we're leaving just a little early tonight because I still have to do some laundry. Thank you all for joining us for session 10 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I'd like to thank our chat mod, James V, for his hard work tonight.
Yeah,
Really
James.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're a champ.
We had a bunch of raids tonight and all the excitement in the chat. So thank you for that. Thank you to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we get to play games we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or system popularity. Thank you so much. You can join the heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. My name is Kimi, she, her. I am the designer of this game and also the GM of this particular actual play of the game. So if you'd like to support this system, it's actually kickstarting right this minute. So you can go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter and you can support and have this found family sci-fi game be yours. And if you're in the future, visit goldenlassogames.com and maybe it's already made. It's exciting. Okay, do that quickly before August 8th, 2024. So yeah, let's start on this side tonight.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks everyone for giving me an opportunity to be creepy and terrible. It's
As a treat.
It is a treat.
Yeah.
So often I find myself in RPGs ending up being wholesome and family friendly. So not being that is kind of cool. But you can find me extremely rarely. Like if you tag me on Twitter, I will appear. Short of that, I'm not engaging with that platform. But I really haven't found one that I engage with since. So I'm floating about in the internet, adrift on the sea of bits. But you can join me if you're interested in watching me dive into the bits of the internet tomorrow night with Dave the Diver stream here on Twitch at CA Sith Lord on Twitch. I'll be doing that. I am just starting to try and come up with some ideas to plan a co-stream, competitive stream thing with friend of the show, Jason, coming up in September. There's a game that we're both very interested in about driving trucks through space. So I think it'd be fun if we competed or did something. I got some ideas I'm going to talk to him about. But yeah, that's me.
Woohoo.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay, he, him, and I played Jonas, he, him. It was a very exciting episode today. My goodness, super excited. So much happening. But beyond that, you can find me in the socials at Transplantation and Instagram and at JAfrica, pretty much everywhere else. Find me at Alamo Draft House hold on. This Sunday, actually, where I'll be running games for their Dungeons and Draft House event. And also, if you're going to be in the Bay Area over Labor Day weekend, you can find me running games at PacificCon Gaming Expo over there. I've got a couple of adventures that I'm going to be premiering for the D&D Adventurers League. And at the same time, at Strategicon, Gateway, I believe?
Oh.
September Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I believe it is Gateway.
Yeah, I think it's Gateway. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area, I'm going to be, me and my co-conspirator, Nguyen Lee, will be premiering a couple of adventures there as well. He'll be authoring it. I'll be doing layout and graphic design for it. Hope you can come and check it out.
Awesome.
And in the meanwhile, I've got a few other DMs Guild products that I'll be dropping over the next couple of weeks or so. So keep an eye on the DMs Guild for that. And you will always find me here Mondays for this wonderful actual play.
Hi everybody, I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as Estelle of Imladris, where I'm usually being a problem, but not today. I was a perfect angel. Gosh, you can find me most Saturdays over on Transplanter RPG. Lately, you'll just find me in the chat, screaming about our current series, Godkiller Last Hope, which is our first in-studio actual play over there. But I'm also a core cast member of the Chaos Protocol, which is our main campaign. We're spooling up for Arc 3, coming very soon. Very excited about that. And then you can also find me coming soon in September doing some Tales of the Valiant games for the Kobold Creates program, one of the ones that's announced is I'm going to be on Bad House RPG in a series called Sun and Chains, which is an all AAPI series where we are exploring a post-colonial Asian world. And I'm not at all going to be a problem there either. I've never been a problem a day in my life. And that's all for me right now. Why don't you close that?
Hello, everybody. I'm Sam. I've been Nolvath, your friendly neighborhood shrubbery impersonator. You can find me on the internets at Red Pandroid on most of the socials, and here on Mondays doing weird stuff as an alien. Speaking of weird stuff, if if you
Full
like
sweater vest.
I wasn't ready.
if you like weird characters that I make up and the stories that I participate in, you might be interested in my writing. If you're over the age of 18, you might want to check out. I said mine, didn't I? My
friends.
friend,
Yeah.
it's definitely not me with a pen name, wink. They have a new book coming out, and I have in my greedy hands the forward copy of it. Look at it. It's twice as long as the other one.
A really big book.
There's twice as much magic. There's twice as much monsters. There's twice as many time periods. There's twice as much romance. So stay tuned. It's called Shadow and Flame, and it should be coming out this August.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Join us next Monday evening. We are scheduled to play. Hopefully we'll play. For our next session, if you want to catch up on past episodes, you can visit happyjacks.org/Starscape. And until then, we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye, everybody.
I gotta reach and click.
Ah.